Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special episode of That Pretentious Book Club.
Ooh. Yeah, welcome back, you guys.
If you guys have never considered joining our Patreon, I think you might want to join for this episode alone because you can see our video recording in which we are all somewhat in costume in honor of this episode. And we are joined today, once again, by long lost pod nurse, Haleigh. So welcome back, Haleigh.
Yay!
It's me. Happy to be back.
And that over there is your usual host, Kendall Shaw, aka Dr. Spoons Palermo.
Yeah, boo, hiss.
Whatever, she's all right.
And over there is your lovely, your talented Miss Ash O'Rourke, but you can call her Wheezy.
It ain't easy to be Wheezy, even when you are dressed like a queen. I did not expect that this was going to be like an in costume episode. I just logged on and everyone's wearing cloaks, and I was like, hang on. I do have multiple cloaks, but I didn't know where they were. So I grabbed my crown and put on a hood, and now I have main character energy. So
it was a spur of the moment decision, you know. I was like,
impromptu,
wait a minute.
yeah.
I have the technology.
I also had the technology.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually worn this cloak in several years. I'm glad to whip it out again.
Haleigh
for the special occasion.
Haleigh and I were we were really cool in high school. We had cloak parties.
Sorry, I just snorted my tea.
Yeah, we Did Emily make you a cloak for you?
Yeah,
Emily made these for us.
Oh,
so we can have a party.
Wow, I just realized my husband got me my beautiful sweater, Irish sweater with the hood, and he got me this crown. So
he's outfitting you.
He does outfit me, which is nice because I'm too cheap to buy myself the things that I want. So he goes, "You like it? I buy it." And I'm like, "What are you?"
Wow.
It's very
That's
nice.
Like some Godfather stuff right there. Like I feel like
don't tell him that. He'll appreciate it way too much. He is recently calling himself the Overlord, which is a bit of a step up from he had been calling himself the King, and he is still calling himself the King. So he himself has strong main character energy, but in my story, he's not the main character. I don't know what he is. He's like, is he an antagonist? Is he not? We don't know yet. He's a bit of an anti-hero.
We'll see where the cards fall, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's great.
Well, how is everybody?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I have not slept in over 12 hours because I was working all night. So if my voice sounds weird and oddly deep, I'm thinking that's why.
That's funny.
But I am very excited to be recording this episode. Nothing can keep me away from this, not even the lure of my bed 5 feet away.
That's impressive.
If you see her looking at it to the corner throughout, thinking about
she's dreaming. She can't wait for the end of it.
Yeah.
I did not work all night, but I did stay up till 2 a.m. finishing this book. So but I also slept in, so I can't complain. But it's been a long time since I stayed up till 2 a.m. finishing a book. So
that
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
in a good way?
Necessity this time, I'm sure.
It was necessity. It was also good. Well, I was going to finish reading it earlier in the day yesterday, and then my mom was like, how about we go into town and have a girly day? And I was like, I have not had a girly day in so long, since Spoons and I had a girly day. And so we went, and apparently I have a formula for girly days now, which starts at Neighbor's Pizza with drinks.
Ooh,
and then leads on from there. And so we started there. We ended up at TJ Maxx, and now I have some cute fall clothes. So I'm very pleased. Yeah.
She's a Maxinista. I love it.
That sounds fun, man.
I'm a Maxinista. So I buy clothes probably twice a year. And so I was and I'm just so seasonal. I didn't realize it was time for me to buy fall clothes. But then TJ Maxx was like, it's time.
It's time.
And I was like, whatever the Max says, the Max gets.
The Max Overlord.
Yes, exactly. So I'm pleased. But sorry, you were
exciting.
saying, Haleigh,
I
continue.
Was I saying something?
No,
telling us about your life, your week, your feelings.
Your
dreams.
Well, I worked. It was my 3rd shift in a row last night. It was insane. Yeah, I mean, we're popping out those babies at the hospital, you know.
I love
it.
I love it.
They're popping out.
It's a full-on business.
I have
It's
a full-on business. What an industry. Oh, that's
I
hilarious.
do. I leave to go to Peru actually on Friday.
Oh,
So that's fun for me
that's super
because I
exciting.
haven't exactly prepared in the best way possible, if you will. But I'm kind of ignoring that for now. It's okay.
I'm
We
like
only
sad.
have 5 days, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm excited for y'all, but I'm like sad that you're gonna be gone. I'm like, wait, I'm gonna be depressed and lonely here by myself. I just
It's so
realized.
sad.
It's,
Oh.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Be gone
But
for a little bit.
it'll be
2
good.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 whole weeks. What
That's
am I supposed to
exciting.
do?
Come hang out with me.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Okay.
God, you sound like my husband.
Is she an antagonist? Is she
Is she an anti-hero? What is
sidekick?
she?
Who knows?
No, you guys are both my morally gray love interest in this love triangle of mine.
Ooh, nice.
Perfect. I love that for us. 2 sides of the same coin.
Three all weird SpongeBob loving.
True.
Ash,
You have a
feeling having.
you have a type.
Feeling
You know,
heavy.
Type.
Has feelings.
Has feeling
feelings.
feeling having.
Alive.
That's my type.
Ooh. Oh my god. Well, I see it's weird when I'm not on Audacity because I don't know how long we've been talking.
6 minutes and 49 seconds.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow. Making good time.
Yeah, seriously.
Clipping right along. That's true. Well, I went to a band competition yesterday because my little
Mhm.
brother is in band, and it was so freaking fun. I love band. I get so
Oh, that's
excited.
apparently also my type. Hobby was also in band. So continue,
Oh,
band
there you
nerds, which
go.
I never would have thought was my type.
Band
Band
nerds
nerd.
unite. So oh my god, it was so
Oh my
awesome.
God.
Like they did a great job. I was so excited for them, and there were also like so many other bands that I got to see, and like I know the area because I was in band in the same region, you know. So
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, this should be good. Like when one of the like North Austin bands. Okay, because North Austin, that area is like one of the best marching band areas in the whole country. It is like
Uh-huh.
extremely competitive. So basically going up against them, like you have no chance, but it's very fun to watch their shows.
Mhm.
They're just so fun. Man, see, I'm losing y'all. Y'all don't get banned.
No,
Y'all
Hobby
My
does the
bed
same
is
thing.
like calling me.
Hobby makes me watch marching band videos on YouTube like weekly. And I'm just like, he's like, isn't this amazing? And I'm like, it's amazing.
I didn't
And
know
he's
that.
like, let's watch more. And I'm like, okay.
Are you
And
kidding
we
me?
watched.
I'll come over and watch with him. What the
He
heck?
would be so pleased because I just clearly don't understand the allure. He's like, it's cool. Look, they're making patterns. And I'm like, I can see that.
It is awesome. Band is awesome.
Plot twist in Ash's main character story. It's actually the 2 love interests that fall in love with each other.
It's true. No, it's honestly so true. You guys have so much more in common with each other. And I do feel like this is a good time to share. Did we share last week? I don't think so. But Spoons, do you want to share with the pod what you got my husband for his birthday?
Yeah,
Because I think it was his favorite birthday gift.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, it was you assisted me.
Yeah, but I would never actually buy it for him. And I was like, I bet she will, and it'll mean more coming from her.
After you told me about this, I was like, I do remember him telling me that he wanted this, but
Yeah,
it was
he
a
tells
while
us the
ago.
first thing he says to everyone he meets, which is why we have not many friends.
I got Hobby some adult diapers because he really wants to experience
himself.
going to the bathroom in his pants.
He really wants to shit himself. I have no idea why. Yeah, I can't even find it funny. I just find it so confusing.
It's pretty bad.
Oh
but it's so funny. I was like, you know what? I guess if this is his dream, everyone deserves a chance.
It is his dream. You gave him that, and you gave him a bottle of mead, which he saved for his actual birthday, and he drank the entire bottle with the shepherd's pie I made him, and he was so happy.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm shocked he wasn't wearing the adult diapers, but I did find the pack ripped open after the day after his party. And I was like, I'm not going to ask. I don't want to know.
Don't want to know. Just leave it, don't
Just leave
don't
it. But he
inquire.
said that you are like so close to being, to having your hobby friendship subscription renewed. Because
That's right. I
so.
got suspended because he found out through this pod that I don't agree with him on every single aspect of life.
Everything ever.
So he was,
and he
like,
was like,
wow, what a
absolutely
liar.
not.
I can't believe she lied to me. I thought we were
I thought she agreed with me 100%. The overlord.
100% of the time.
Yeah, no.
Which I do not,
Gosh.
but yeah.
Shocking.
I'm making my way back in, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
really
grovel.
far.
He'll realize he wants me back also. So
I know. This is what I'm saying is he can't live without you. You guys give something to each other that I can't give to either of you.
I do love hanging out with the two of you because I feel like it's I don't know, we just vibe. Like it's like you
it's good
vibe.
vibes.
Obviously we vibe, but then there's like jokes that Hobby will make that only I will laugh at. It's really
it's like the vibe is complete. It comes full circle. I only have like I am fully vibing with you and fully vibing with him, but you guys don't fully vibe with me because you guys will tell me jokes or show me videos. I'm like, wow, it's amazing. And then
Marching
together,
band.
yes, exactly. But then together, it's a full circle of vibing, and we just
I
vibe
love
in a
it.
circle, and
Just
it's such a good
so
time.
much vibing. I just love being a third wheel forever. I'm really so good at it.
Oh my God.
No, listen,
sometimes-
spoons. Don't think of
Yes.
yourself as the third wheel. Y'all create the holy trinity of vibes.
Exactly
Ooh.
correct. This is
Wow,
what I'm
Haleigh.
saying.
That's
It's
very
true.
good.
Sometimes when you're here and you guys are talking, I'm the third wheel, but I'm okay with it because I see how happy it makes y'all. I'm like, look at them talking about things I don't care about at all. They're so happy.
Well,
So glad.
it's just it takes all kinds. There's like you have different friends for different things. I
Yeah.
love that about having friends. Like
That's
I
right.
too love having friends.
having friends is so fun. You guys should try it if you haven't given it a shot.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about having friends.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
I
still
understand.
debating the usefulness of it.
I love how you can hear me screech laughing in Haleigh's mic. We are in the same apartment, but just like a room away.
Yeah.
Because I felt that
Yeah.
would be easier to record.
I know. Spoons
so.
was like, how about we record in different rooms? And I was like, you go for it. I don't care. What you guys think is
I
gonna
was
work?
like, I think it's easier than us crowding around one mic and one
it probably is.
computer.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I just was
But
like,
I like the aesthetic of seeing people push the other person out of the way to get to the mic for when they're speaking. There's something about
Oh.
that I enjoy.
it is fun. It is
Yeah.
fun. I was
But
like,
we
I
do
wish
feel like three separate kingdoms this way.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
is good for
yeah.
the episode.
it is so true.
Yeah.
Can we say what we're doing?
Yes.
Because I feel like we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Wait, Haleigh, you introduce it.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I'm not prepared. No, just kidding. I got this. Okay, so we are doing Falling Kingdoms this week by
Mhm.
Morgan Rhodes.
Yay.
Yay! Okay.
Woo.
So lovely Kendall here invited me to be on this podcast because I'm the one out of the three of us that initially read the book. This was probably,
I think we were in high school. I think we were seniors.
I think we were like juniors. I think we were even younger. Sophomores or
I can't
juniors.
remember.
This is an
We might have-
intense read for a junior, I feel like.
It is
Listen.
crazy.
All I know is that one day at Walmart, I was browsing the book section.
The best way any story ever starts. All I know is one day at Walmart. Oh, it's going to be a good one.
No, this had to be earlier. It was earlier than senior year, Kindle. I'm going to say junior, but I think it might have even been sophomore.
But
anyway.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was probably junior. Okay, let's
Fight.
compromise.
Okay, we're going to say junior year of high school. I was in Walmart looking for new books. Falling Kingdoms is actually the second book I picked up that day, in addition to these other books that I have a very interesting relationship with.
Which I think we should do on the pod. So at some time.
You can't not say what they are now.
It's okay. So the first one is called, oh my gosh, putting me on the spot, like Torn. One of them is called Torn. Hold on, let me look it up real fast. By Amanda Hawking. It's a trilogy. They're about these trolls, basically, but they're not actually like how we think of trolls, like under a bridge and like huge feet.
It's like
They're
sexy trolls.
Sexy trolls, yeah. Torn is the second.
I should
book.
have known that the Walmart story was going to lead here somehow.
Yeah. One is called Switched, one is called Torn, and one is called Ascend. And so yeah, they're called the Trill, like Trylle. And they're kind of like this troll-esque, like cool fantasy realm. Anyway, the problems that I have with it come up in more in like the second and third book, but we won't get into them right now. What we're here to talk about is Fallen Kingdoms, which I also saw that day next to the troll books.
So that's a much easier sell for me. If Kendall had been like, we're going to read a book about sexy trolls, I'd have been like, no, we're not.
I haven't read it either. Wait, I love the idea of the troll book and Fallen Kingdoms being right next to each other. It's very much like Inside of You Are Two Wolves, you know? Like,
yes, exactly. And so I was drawn to Fallen Kingdoms because I always judge books by their cover. And I was like, oh, this guy has like a cloak on and has like daggers in his hand. This looks awesome. And so I picked it up and I read it really fast, like in a day or two. And I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Wait, can I cuss on here?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I was like, wow, there's like so many points of view and whatever. And so I immediately made Kindle read it.
She literally, like, I went to her house to hang out and she just sat me down in her room and was like, I have to tell you about this book.
What did I specifically say though?
You were very Jonas centric about your retelling. You were like, so there's this character, his name is Jonas. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then when I read it, I was like, Haleigh, he's not even the main character.
Oh my God.
He's really not.
I know. But he is to me.
But I'm so obsessed with him.
Oh my God.
And that's how it all began, boys and girls.
Wow. This makes me think we should start doing a new segment on the episode of First Impressions, where you just you just tell us what you thought when you judged the book by its cover for the first time.
Oh, I love that.
A good segment.
Oh, okay.
What
segment
was yours?
queen.
We got Haleigh's. I am a segment queen. Thank you.
My first impression. Well, it's hard to remember because it was so long ago, but I guess it was also it would have been not tarnished, but like affected by Haleigh's telling me about it.
Yeah, like so perhaps you thought the boy on the cover was Jonas and the book was about Jonas.
I like for real was like, this is a Jonas book. I was like, okay, because she described him and I was like, he sounds so hot, and she was like, he is hot, and I was like, okay, well, I'm in. And then so like my first impression was okay, cool cloak guy, must be hot Jonas. That must have been my impression. But I read it like very soon after she told me about it. So I don't remember exactly. What about you?
I can give you my first impression.
I'm dying to know.
I saw the cover and I was like, absolutely not. This looks I was like, okay, yes, for the fantasy, I like that. But it had the vibe of like an epic fantasy. And I was like, if this is one of those books where they're traveling for 2/3 of the book to get to the last battle, I'm going to lose my shit because it's what ruins epic fantasy for me. And so that was my first impression, which I'm very happy to say that was not the case at all. This was like a true like YA fantasy, but like with Game of Thrones vibes. And so I definitely enjoyed it. But my first impression of the book was, I'm not doing an epic fantasy.
No way.
I'm not doing it. I will not.
We're not doing it.
I was like, this reminds me of Wheel of Time. I tried to read the book. I did read the first book. So much traveling. I don't want to hear about the traveling anymore. And there was traveling, but it was told concisely. I was okay with it.
I would say one of the things about this book that I noticed this time was that it takes them like no time to get anywhere on this whole continent.
Know. That's
like,
what I love.
I was going to mention that. I was literally going to mention
2
that.
2 days to get across the whole
awesome
island.
I guess I'll bring this up later, but there's a point where one of the characters like is at one point in one country and then the next chapter in another one and then the next chapter another one, and I'm like, what is the timeline here? Are these like Europe-sized countries? Like, are we moving from like Austria to Hungary?
Okay, can I say I thought that Oranos was southern Italy because everything about it to me
Mm.
sounds exactly like Southern
It
Italy,
has-
and everything's very close together over there.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
like that vibe, like just the villas and the names and
Mhm.
all of that, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when you get to like the third one or the fourth one, you find out there's another continent that's like way bigger than this one. And so Mythica, this like 3 kingdoms, I
Mhm.
imagine about the same size as like England, like Great Britain, perhaps,
Yeah.
maybe, or
Yeah.
smaller. Like, I don't know, it's very
Mhm.
small comparatively. So,
That's a
yeah.
good comparison. It's
Yeah.
kind of even shaped like
It is.
the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was small. And then I
It's
so
like-
enjoyed that. I want no more trekking across a vast wilderness for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in one place, we're in another, you know, let's go.
I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
happy. Yes. Thank God. Thank God. That was the polar opposite of my impression of the cover. I was like, this is a traveling book. I don't
Nope.
I
want
think
it.
the cover is definitely like a moment captured in time of
Yes.
that era of YA.
Yes. I don't think
Yes.
it would hit the same now. Like,
Oh,
at
it
the time I
definitely
thought it was
wouldn't.
cool. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if this is cool.
Everyone would be like, what is this? It's like
Yeah.
if that was on a
Yeah.
shelf today.
Yeah,
It's true.
it's a little dated, I guess. But
Mhm.
It is.
But-
It's the datedness of it that made me think this is an epic fantasy.
Mhm.
Because dated epic fantasies, well, epic fantasies in general always have a dated look to the cover. Always.
yes, always.
It's like a thing on purpose. So I was like, it must be, but it wasn't. It was just an era thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so like every cover has people in cloaks. Like, that's the whole vibe. So
Mhm.
like actually all of the
Hang
books
on, do we need to recreate the book covers with ourselves in cloaks?
I
'Cause
think
we
did
do.
we do that?
yeah, Kendall at one of the cloak
You did?
parties,
Oh
Kendall
my
actually
God.
recreated
Wait.
the cover of
Did you say
Frozen
cloak
Tides.
parties? Did you just say cloak
Um,
parties?
Yeah,
That-
that's where we
yeah.
had the cloaks for.
That's what we called them.
Was that
you know.
the whole theme of the party was cloaks?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would like watch cloaky things and
Oh
wear
my
cloaks.
God. And I wasn't invited. You guys,
you were in Oregon, girl.
I would have made it work. I have a red velvet floor length cloak.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Lucia vibes.
that would have been a good addition. I don't think we have red.
I think,
Sabrina's red?
I
could
think
have been there.
Sabrina's is red.
Oh.
I have multiple cloaks.
Well, who cares
guys.
about her?
I could have been there. I could have been there, but I wasn't invited.
We can do. Oh god,
No, it's too late.
we can do
wait.
it again, Ash, for the pod. It'd be fun.
Wait, hang on.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
so we have this wine tour plan thing going.
That's
And
right.
I keep trying to think of a way that we could potentially glorify ourselves and embarrass the people around us as we go. I think we
God.
should wear cloaks to go to the wine tasting.
Ash, I
Oh,
was
wow. I'm
wearing
gonna-
my
I'm
cute
gonna
wine
make you do
tasting
that.
outfit. No.
Yeah. What cloak wouldn't go with a cute wine tasting outfit?
Oh my god.
Spoons, we have to.
You're gonna. No, you're gonna have to
We have
convince me
to.
of this.
But you know, I read Charles Dickens for you.
And you liked it.
I gave it 3.75. I'm never reading it again.
That is a good rating. Okay, moving on. We'll discuss the cloak thing later.
It's happening.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Okay, it's happening. I'll just
yeah,
wait till
so-
you get drunk and then I will put a cloak around your shoulders.
Nice.
perfect.
Yep, it'll be good. Anyways,
Okay.
I guess should we get into this book thing?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Oh,
Let's-
I have an author story for this one too.
Perfect.
Just letting everyone know.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
good. It's your turn to do the author
Oh.
story, so go for it.
Gotta do the author. Okay. I was like, okay, Ash is gonna do it. Here, I'll just
No.
jump in. I don't know
I was like,
why.
oh, good. She has an author story to go with the author
And you're
bio.
like, okay, I'm waiting. Shit. Okay, one sec.
I like how when you curse loudly, I can hear it echo through Haley's room.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good.
Okay.
It's so warm
well,
in my cloak.
Well, I'm
Ugh.
yeah, I know I might take my cloak off.
I turned
so-
on my
too.
fan so your audio would be better.
Okay, great. Okay.
Wait, but we do have to put them back on when we introduce the kingdoms.
Oh, okay.
Because we're here representing.
we
you know,
are
the kingdoms.
representative. Of
I
the
did pick
Yes.
the grossest one. But
the evil one.
Yeah.
the evil one
Mhm,
I would not
mhm.
be a fan of. I'm just going to pretend that I am the only protagonist from that country.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell the author's story first, and then I'll do a little info about her. So I met her at the, I think it was the Texas Teen Book Festival.
Mhm.
And I've met a lot of cool people there. It's awesome. Everyone should go to the Texas Teen Book Festival. But now
one more thing I wasn't invited to.
Once again, this is a long time ago. I'm like fully 25 now though, so I'm like, is it weird for me to go to this?
No, we're gonna go. We're gonna go.
I feel like now I don't know if I'd even know anybody there, but so
Yeah.
this is
That's
Haleigh
true.
like couldn't come though, but I
You know who could have come?
enough.
I was actually there at
Maybe
the
I am the
beginning.
antagonist.
Oh, you were there at the beginning?
Yeah, but I had to leave for softball or something.
Oh yeah. So she didn't get to meet Morgan, but Morgan was there. And so I got to go meet Morgan, and he was so nice, and I was like, he was really like fun and like excited and stuff. And so I was like pumped to meet her, obviously. And so I don't even remember everything that we talked about. Like I am so upset because I feel like I talked to her for like a couple of minutes. But I think I probably was like, Nick is my favorite character. And she was probably like, cool.
Oh my God. Of course he is. Hang on. Why did I not think of that?
I mean, come on. This is part of the course, Ash. So
of course. Oh my God. I can't believe you like gushed about Nick before.
Nick, my king. Well, she was super nice, but I was like, my friend, my best friend Haleigh, she is the one who told me about your books, and she had to leave early, but she really wanted to meet you. Would it be okay with you if you could like, and like, I think pretty sure before I even finished it, she was like, oh, let's do a video. And so I was like, okay. So I have a video of Morgan Rhodes being like, hi, Haleigh, like, sorry you couldn't come, and all of that. And it's so sweet. And so we just have the video of Morgan being like, hey, what's going on?
That is so cute.
She was like, thank you for introducing Kendall to my books and all of that.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Can we share that on Instagram?
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it right now. Do you remember what year that was, Kendall?
Oh God, it must have. I mean, I think I was like a freshman in college or something, like maybe a sophomore. But it was super nice. So anyway, she's a very nice person. Oh, I do remember telling her I've read all of your books. I'm very annoying about it. Although I haven't read the spin-off series. Then I remembered while I was talking to her, and I was like, oh, I mean, I haven't read the spin-off series, but I bought them. I still have them. They're right here.
So cute.
But oh my God, I have like an advanced copy.
What?
Ooh.
I have an advanced copy of this and I never read it. Sorry,
wow.
Morgan. I love you. Okay, anyway, sorry. So Morgan. So she is the New York Times bestselling author of the Fallen Kingdom series, of course. Her real name is actually Michelle Rowan. Morgan Rhodes is not her real name.
Interesting, because her other name is also a really good author name.
It is, but I think it's because she publishes under that name for other things. So she also wrote a lot of like paranormal books and stuff, and I think even some like adult like romance stuff. Wow. And so this is like her young adult publishing name.
Yeah.
And she used to be a graphic designer actually before she started writing books, and she is Canadian. Fascinating.
I can forgive her for that because this was really good. I'm just kidding. Canadians are great.
She's Canadian. Yeah,
Good
she's
for
super
her.
nice. And I used to follow her on Twitter. I think I still do. Y'all should go follow her on Twitter. Oh shoot. Wait, sorry. I had her birthday. Let me pull it up. Cut this. Oh, I forgot. Speaking of birthdays, guess what? Our pod astrologist came through again.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, iba Rapapa?
Oh, Rapapa. Yeah. I guess I'll say it later.
I will put
Should I
a
say
note
it now?
to hopefully remember, or just say it now. A red pen point.
Okay, a red pen point. Our queen, Catherine, who is our pod astrologist, she gave us a possible birthday for Obert Sky, real name Robert Farrell Smith. She says she believes it's January 25th, but is not 100% sure. But if so, that would make him a Aquarius, I think.
Ooh.
Because yeah, so thank you, Catherine, for coming through. You always come through. Yes, Aquarius.
Wow, I really thought he was a Gemini. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, Catherine. I'm gonna give you another job, and it is to find Morgan's birthday because I messed up and forgot that I was supposed to find
I'm
it.
gonna give you my guess on what she is, though. I think she's a Scorpio.
Okay, you are so probably correct. She has Scorpio energy, right?
She does have Scorpio energy.
I know that she was born in 1971.
Nice.
So
there we go. That's Morgan.
She's a year older than my mom.
But that's mine too.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You guys.
Great. All our moms are the same age.
You guys, oh my god. Born in the same year. Oh my god.
That's cute. Okay, so the book. I'm gonna try and give the summary. It is hard because it comes from like a bunch of different perspectives in different places, and there's a lot that happens in this book, which is very fast-paced, which is wonderful.
Yeah. And I just want to say, Haleigh, jump in whenever, because I know you have lots of opinions and thoughts.
Yes,
and
please.
you're our guest, so we want to hear from you.
Okay.
Yeah. But we need to first introduce the kingdoms. There's 3 kingdoms. It's important to know to begin with. So cloaks on, cloaks up, and then
here we go.
I'm gonna let the experts introduce the kingdoms because I feel like you guys will do a better job of that because you know them more.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I like cloaks on for introducing like
Cloaks on because we are here representing the kingdom.
We are
today, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So
okay.
Go ahead, Haleigh.
Okay, I guess I will introduce. Okay, so here comes our first problem. I don't know how to pronounce anything here.
This is the problem. Okay, I was telling Haleigh because I listened to the audiobook this time and everything was so different than how I had been pronouncing it. So I don't know if he's correct or if we're like who's correct. Sorry, Morgan, if you ever happen to ever find this, I don't think you would, but like if you did, I do not know how to say it. But Haleigh and I always said Pelja, like S, like a J almost. But the guy in the audiobook says Pelzia.
Pelzia.
So I don't really know, but that also makes sense to me. How do you guys want to say it?
I was just like, I'm gonna insert blank.
Let's just do whatever.
When I was reading, because I have no idea.
Yeah, whatever. However the spirit moves you, just say it like that.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I am representing. I'm gonna say Pelja because that's just how I've always done it. Pelja today. So Pelja in Mytica, which is the I guess big continent that the 3 countries are on, is in the middle, and it's kind of like barren. Not much grows there. There's not a lot of like good farmland, and it's not as lush as like Oranos is. But they do have one good attribute, which is their wine. They are good at growing them grapes, and so that's like kind of their main like method of income, I guess. They sell a bunch of wine, and it's the best in Mytica. One of our, I guess, main characters is Jonas, my boy,
the main character of the series.
The main character of the Fallen Kingdom series. No, he's not really. But I do love him. He is from Pelja. He's the only one out of the main cast that's from there. But yeah, he is like the son of a guy that makes wine, and that is Pelja.
Yep, that's Pelja.
So, I don't want to go too in depth yet.
Pelja used to be very like prosperous and like beautiful though, but then they had like some bad dealings with the other kingdoms in Mythica, and they kind of got like taken for everything they're worth. And also like perhaps maybe people say that there's magic that makes the grapes grow so nice, and that maybe it used to be more of a magical land where like but now everything's kind of diminishing.
Yeah.
And the leader of Pelgia is named Chief Basilius.
Yeah.
And
he's
more on him later.
The worst.
He's the worst guy ever. No, he's not. There's other worse guys.
Yeah, there's worse people.
Guys, but he's bad. He's definitely
up there.
very bad.
For sure.
In very different ways. Well,
should I tell about the other one?
Want me to go next?
Okay, the other one is Oranos, and
it's a paradise.
So, yeah, it's like hell yeah, it's a party, everybody's having a great time all the time, it's beautiful, it's lush, everyone's rich. Well, they're not starving to death. And they have like a big palace, and there's like gold everywhere, and everyone's like, yeah, I love living in Oranos. And it's the southernmost country, and the main character from that one from Oranos is Princess Cleo, and she's the like second oldest, she's the youngest princess of the kingdom, and she's kind of like more of a main character than Jonas, I would say. But
I would say so as well.
Yeah. I think the book starts and ends with Cleo.
It does.
Full name Cleona.
Cleona,
a goddess
named after the goddess Cleona.
Yeah, she's like the patron goddess of Oranos. And is she fire and air, or is she water and earth?
Thing is, I do not
That's a great question, Ash. You're going too in depth right now.
She's like two elements of hers.
Yeah. So should we say
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then you can tell us about the other one.
Okay. And then I'm apparently I am here representing Limros. Is that who you
We
say
just
it?
decided this at the last minute. Who was representing who?
Yeah, I was wearing yellow, and that's why my cloak came out, was because I felt like yellow was more of an Oranos color, and I was like, no, I need some darkness. And so I grabbed the closest thing that was dark, which is my sweater, which does have a hood. So I'm here representing Limros. Is that how you guys say it? Limros?
I
always
Limeros.
said Limeros, but I don't know. I think it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Morgan
the audiobook says Limeros, which made me upset. So I don't like that.
Limros.
Yeah.
So Limros, which is kind of like isn't this one like colder than the others, like climate wise?
Yeah.
Freezing.
Yeah, it's like freezing. This is what is confusing to me about how close they all are. I like it, but
I'm also thinking the same thing.
Yeah, their weather, their nature, their geography could not be more different from each other. So, is this one cliffs, or is that Pelgia more? Or is
Limeros has more cliffs, I think.
Cliffs, like mountains, like
ice.
I think
ice.
The
terrain is a lot like the people. Not fun. Kind of dangerous and intense, very icy.
Yeah.
Cold. Limros is spoiler, not much of a spoiler, it's pretty apparent. They're kind of the antagonist of this, as like far as the whole country goes.
They're kind of like the Fire Nation of Mythica.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great way to describe it.
That's exactly right. Limros is like the Fire Nation. And over there we have a few different main characters. We've got Magnus. And they're covering their faces right now. If you guys are not watching the video on Patreon, my companions from Oranos and Pelgia are covering their faces.
God.
There's just so much to get into, guys. Don't worry.
Like Magnus is maybe the most complex character I've ever read in a YA book. He is worthy of Game of Thrones.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So Magnus is the Prince of Limros and the older brother to, is it Lucia or Lucia?
Lucia.
Okay, because my Italian side was like, it's Lucia.
Lucia.
Lucia. It's not.
Lucia.
So Lucia, and she's the princess, and she's just turned 16 when the book starts. So she was just had her birthday. We also have King Gaius. That's how you say his name, right? Who is a dick.
Boo, his, boo.
Major
Yeah.
boo for King Gaius. He is a
guy
horrible
sucks.
father, a bad king, and an all-around dick.
He's got to be one of the most evil kings I've read.
Yeah.
He's so evil.
He's so
I
bad.
can't think of a single redeeming thing that he's ever done. Ever.
Like, no, and he lasts so much
sure.
longer than you would expect or want him to.
That's infuriating. I was hoping something bad would happen to him, and it didn't.
And
then there's his mistress, Sabina, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And she's sexy and evil. That's pretty much her summation right there.
We love sexy and evil.
And
Let's
magical.
go.
Yeah,
she's burned, you guys. So in Limeros, witches are burned, and so except for not her, because
except for she gets
not if you're sexy and evil.
Yeah. They only burn ugly witches.
You know what? This feels accurate for humanity. I buy it. Oh God! And then there's a Queen Althea, I think her name is. She's not really that much of a character.
Who cares?
But that's pretty much the cast from Limeros. Who I am unfortunately representing today. I feel like when you go to the Renaissance Fair and they have like all of the knights from the different kingdoms, and one of them is obviously the villain. And he's always like this like dark, sexy character, but you're like, yeah, he's also a major asshole.
Yeah, he's the villain for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's
that's so funny. That is Limeros. And I want to say the thing about the book. Okay, one of the things that I love about these books is that at the beginning of each book, they have a cast of characters in addition to the map. So you kind of can keep track of like who's who and like what kingdom they're from and like a little description of who they are. So that's very fun. And then it's fun to go through the books and find, oh, they're gone.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
people keep dying.
Oh, that's hysterical. Yeah, there's a lot of death in this book, and bloodshed and gore. There are no punches pulled in this YA.
No, she went all out for it.
And I can improve. It was good. I was afraid I was not going to like it because of that, because I'm a weenie, but no, I liked it. It was good.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to try and do the summary. You guys feel free to jump in whenever. I will start out with the prologue, which is actually where we meet Sabina for the first time, but I didn't know she was going to come back the way she did. So I was so surprised. I was like, oh my God, it's the same one.
Yeah.
So there's Sabina and then her sister, whose name I forget. I think it starts with a J. Jada, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't.
I think it's Jaina. Yeah.
Jaina, something like that. Yeah. She's not a big character in this, although she was important. They're sisters. They are witches. They have apparently, when the book starts, just committed a bunch of blood magic, which is, like murder, so that they would have more power to break into this house and steal this newborn baby who Jaina has seen in the stars is going to be this like all-powerful sorceress, because there's witches who have to like have limited power and have to like perform rituals and stuff to have power, and then there's the idea of a sorceress, which is like there's not been one, I don't think, and so she has like kind of like the powers of the goddesses. I forgot to say Limeros has a patron goddess as well, whose name I forget, but
Verona
or something like that.
It starts with a V.
Yeah, it starts with a V.
Why do
I
forget? How did I
Don't you have
forget?
the book?
You have it. It's over there in the living room.
Oh, okay. One sec. I'm on it.
Valoria. No.
You guys really wanted me to read this book.
I know. Listen, Ash,
this is so funny.
I cannot express to you how wild it was to reread the first one after having everything that happens. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot we're all the way back here. Like, how did we get here is my question.
That is so funny. A totally separate note. I just realized this is the third time I've worn my crown this week for no reason around my house. I just keep finding excuses to put it on.
Good.
I cannot wait for the Renaissance Fair.
Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's not like apparent. I was hoping it was gonna be in the cast.
It is in the cast.
What?
I'm pretty sure it is because I read it in the cast, but my brother has my book right now and he's all the way across the house.
Hmm.
Well,
Starts
It's
with a
not.
V. The
sorry
goddess
to
V.
this goddess. We forgot your
I'm
name.
not sorry. She's neither of these goddesses are actually good. We find out. But anyways,
Valoria?
she is the patron goddess of Limeros, and they think that they like basically like worship her, and they're very like a staunchly like religious type kingdom, or at least King Gaius, wants them to be. And they worship this goddess V, and they think that Cleona, the goddess of Ouranos, is evil. And then in Ouranos, they think that the goddess V is evil. And so there's already a lot of tension brimming between all of the kingdoms. And so we start out and these witches kidnap the baby and they kill the mother. And then don't they kill the mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They kill the mother brutally. And then Sabina just turns around and kills her sister. She's like, sorry, I did it for love, and takes the baby. And you're like, how? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is
crazy.
Valoria. It is
Valoria.
Valoria. Yeah.
Valoria. Okay, so the goddess Valoria. And so and so they're going to come back into play quite a bit. And then we start out in Pelgia, but with characters from Ouranos. And Cleo, Princess Cleo, the youngest daughter of the king of Ouranos, is there with her Mira, right? Is that her name?
Mira, yeah. And
Like
Aaron.
her lady's maid or whatever, lady in waiting, which is, like still like a noble kind of title at that point. And then Aaron, who's an absolute garbage person.
Yeah,
Who
he
is
sucks.
Lord Aaron, who is a dick. He's awful. We don't like
I hate him.
He's drunk 99.9% of the time.
Like, I think the whole time we see
Yeah.
him.
I don't think we ever see him not
Sober.
drunk,
He's
ever.
always drunk.
And
He's always
mind
drunk.
you, he is like 17.
Mhm.
All of these characters are shockingly young.
They're shockingly young.
Shockingly. Cleo
Yes.
has like just turned 16.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yes, very, very young. So they go to Pelgia. They're there because they're looking for the best wine. Cleo, we find out, no longer drinks wine. We don't know why yet. We just know that something bad happened the last time she got drunk and that Aaron knows a secret about her. And so she kind of has to pretend to be nice to him, even though she does not like him at all, because he's insufferable. And they're there at Pelgia to get this like amazing wine. But then when they go to the market and they sample this wine of this like poor wine seller and his family, and it's the day of the wine seller's daughter's wedding. I hear you, Flora. I'm just not gonna let you in. Do you hear?
Yeah. Baby.
He's got both of her paws under the door. Go away.
Oh.
Flora, I love you, but go away. She's frozen. She's in the muscle. Anyways, she's mad because her father's not here, so she's not getting everything she wants. He told me it was cruel to shut the door to any room in the house because then Flora might not have access if she wants to enter the room.
God.
Oh God. Anyways, the worst. But sorry, I lost my train of thought. Flora.
They're sampling the
you.
wine.
Yeah.
And then
Sampling the
Aaron
wine,
wants
yes.
to like lowball the guy.
Yes,
Mhm.
Aaron wants to haggle, but like in this awful way. Like usually they would charge like 50 centimos or whatever the money is for a case of the wine. But Aaron's basically like, listen, I know that you're poor as dirt. I know your country is poor as dirt. So you'll take it for 16 centimos. And the guy's like, I really can't do that. Like, I mean, I could maybe take like 40 or something. And the guy's like, the longer that you haggle with me, the lower it's going to go. 14 centimos. I know that you need to sell this wine. Isn't your daughter having a wedding you need to pay for? And he's awful. And so this is awful. And Cleona's like, I just want to go. Ooh, and I forgot there's a sexy guard with them whose name is Theon, I think.
Theon.
Theon.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
there.
beefcake. He's a straight beefcake. And he's there with them. And shut up, my dear. She goes anyways, oh my God, I have to let her know. I'm so sorry. Her father has spoiled her. Oh,
All good. All good.
Bobby's sitting right next to me and I pet her.
Oh, I want a cat to pet. That's not fair. We have two.
Where's Tabby?
I don't know.
gonna
It's
make an
probably in your
appearance.
room.
She's not in here. Oh, yes,
No,
she
you're
is. She's
not
sleeping.
royalty. You can just stay. Your punishment is a snuggle.
Bobby, go see Haleigh.
She's like, this is the worst punishment I could have. Okay, fine. sometimes if I hold her like a little person and put my hand under her chin, she falls asleep on it. It's very
Oh,
it's been her like new
cute.
thing. It's very odd. I have pictures. I will post some if I remember. I probably won't remember. But anyways, so the wine seller's sons show up and they're like, is this guy from Oronos lowballing you? Also, you should know that the sons are both kind of like revolutionaries. Like they're kind of like, we hate Oronos and all of their greed. It's their fault that we are the way we are. And we hate royalty especially. And so then not only are they like, are you lowballing our dad? They're also like, hang on, are you from Oronos? Wait, are you royalty? And they're like, oh, we're going to fight. And so Aaron's like, they're like, just pay him the right price or just get out, which I think is very reasonable. And then it looks like a fight's about to start. Cleona's like, should I have Theon break it up or not? I don't know. I don't want to make things worse. And then Aaron, I guess, is it the older brother? It is.
Yeah, Tomas.
Tomas.
Okay, were y'all also saying Tomas?
No,
That's how he said it in the audiobook,
I
but
was saying Thomas.
Because I think it might be
Amazing.
Thomas, but we live in Texas, and so it looks like Tomas.
Yes, that's true. It does. Yeah, I said.
well, whatever, that guy.
Yeah.
Older
I don't
brother,
know. Older brother
Agalon.
guy. And he's like about to, I don't know, maybe punch Aaron, maybe not. It just looks like he's gonna fight him. And then Lord Aaron is like, I'm gonna murder this man, and then does. So awful, grossly, brutally with his dagger, and leaves the dagger in his neck, I think was where he stabbed him. Which is
he stabbed him in the fucking neck. Like, what?
It's bad. So Jonas and his family on the day of his sister's wedding are just like standing there over their, the brothers. Well, he's basically already dead, but there's blood everywhere and he's dead. And then Theon is like, let's get out of here. And Jonas is like, I'll kill you. It's the last thing I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he literally makes like a declaration to Cleo.
Yeah. Yes, because then Cleo has nightmares about it. It's not really that bothered. So they get back on the ship. They go back to Oronos, and this is kind of the inciting incident it is the inciting incident for the rest of
kind of like everything. Yeah.
Is it? I was gonna like jump in here. Do y'all think this is kind of crazy? I think this is kind of crazy that. Well, okay, yeah. I think it's crazy that this is the inciting incident for overthrowing other kingdoms. Like a lord having a discrepancy over the price of wine and then killing some random wine seller's son.
Yes.
I don't know. It was interesting to me.
I keep thinking about it, and it's hard to buy. I could see it being the inciting incident to move an entire people group, like of common people, to want to go to war. I was surprised because, kind of spoiler, we've already hinted that there's a war between the three, that Jonas basically convinces Chief Basilius of Palja to go to war, kind of. Like, he kind of like convinces him. And I mean, I don't think that Chief Basilius cares at all about that.
Well, I think that it's more of an excuse. I think Gaius and Basilius already wanted to fight Oronos, and so having just this is like they can kind of put all of their past angers onto this as well.
I think it was just an excuse. I think Gaius was like, ooh, great, because Gaius has been actively looking for an excuse, and I think Chief Basilius was just kind of like, hey, if an opportunity arises, I'm in. Let's get Oronos.
So I don't think they actually care about Thomas Agalon, but I think that they just wanted they're like, hey, this will look good, because people will be like, yeah, we hate that too.
Yeah, they'll be like,
I guess
we'll support this war.
Yeah, I just have to remember that these kingdoms are so tiny, because in my mind I'm imagining I'm like, how did they even like hear about this? I guess because Cleo's royalty, but it feels
I think that's what makes it worse.
Yeah, that makes it worse for sure. And then Jonas is also like, I'm gonna make sure everyone knows about this.
So true. That's my boy.
God, he is so insane.
He really is, and he's not the only one. Magnus is also interesting in very different ways.
Oh my God.
So Cleo's back in Oronos. Her father's like, you're never leaving the castle again, and Theon is now your personal guard. And she's like, oh no, the Hawkeye is my personal guard. She's also like,
I hate him. Maybe I don't.
maybe I don't because he's really hot
Oh.
and he's
Mm.
clearly attracted to me. And maybe I'm attracted to him. And he's like, also, and then her father throws this curveball that also you're engaged to Lord Aaron now and you need to get married. And she's like, well,
Gross.
I hate my life.
Yeah. She's like, screw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
because then the people will believe basically, because it's, sort of this like intercontinental, not intercontinental, but like this big conflict basically. And so he's basically saying the people of Ornos will believe that Lord Aaron killed that wine guy's son to protect you if if you guys are engaged. And so Cleo's like, but Lord Aaron's an asshole who just murdered a kid. And her dad's like, sucks to suck. So I guess you shouldn't have run
Whoops.
away. She shouldn't even run away yet, although she's very good at that.
No.
She's
She's going to do it.
going to do it, and no one can stop her. And so basically around the same time, she realizes that her sister Amelia, her older sister, who's supposed to be queen, is very, very sick, and she's going to die if they can't save her. The doctors don't know what's wrong with her, but there's this legend about the Watchers. So now we get into this like magic lore of the country about like the kindred and the Watchers.
Oh my
And
God.
it's all a little bit convoluted for me, but I think that's because they just kind of make it mysterious in the first book. I'm assuming it gets more clear throughout the series, but Kendall's looking like maybe not.
Well, I think it does, but I just cannot remember all the details. Like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You get more
There's definitely
Watcher
more
characters.
Yeah.
There's some
The Watchers are definitely more involved. There's more sanctuary. The Watchers all live in this place called a sanctuary, which is
Yeah.
like another realm, kind of. It's like similar-esque to like a heaven type thing, but yeah, there's like more on that in the other books.
Yeah, and then there is a lot more about the kindred.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
so.
the Watchers basically can go back and forth from this other realm, and they've been looking for the Elementia. Is that
They're looking for the kindred,
they're
which
looking for the
are
kindred.
like kind of pure elemental magic, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's like one for each element.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
exactly. And
basically
so-
the sanctuary which is this other realm, is dying.
Yes.
And they are hoping to find the kindred, this like immense magical power to like save it, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That's also why all the kingdoms are kind of fading, is because
Mhm.
they don't have the kindred anymore or whatever. And that's also why King Gaius and Sabina also believe that the kindred are in Oranos, because Oranos is the only one that's thriving. And so that's also like an added reason why they're like, any excuse to take Oranos, we are going to do.
Yeah,
and
so true.
Watchers can only leave the sanctuary in the form of hawks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
except
that
for
cool?
It's
I love
yeah. And then basically there's this story that one Watcher left, fell in love with a human and chose to stay there, which was like a big bad like betrayal of the sanctuary or whatever. And so there's this story that she lives somewhere and she has these magical grape seeds, and that's why the wine is so good in Pealsia. And so she's somewhere in Pealsia, and that these grape seeds could heal anything. And so Cleo's like, well, the only person I love in my entire life, aside from sort of my friends Mira and Nick, is my sister. And so she's like, I'm going to save her. And Theon's like, you're absolutely not going to Pealsia to look for this random old woman for some grape seeds. And she's like, bet.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. And so she does escape him with great ease. She's already done it a couple times. Oh, but before that, I'm just kind of telling this in like the different perspective pieces, otherwise I'm gonna like lose it. But they're all
Okay.
kind of like intermingled, the different plots. And so also she goes to see Aaron, because she's basically like, if there's any chance that I can make this engagement work, maybe, but I would have to know that he actually regrets killing the wine seller's son. And she goes to see him. He is both drunk and not high, but smoking a cigar. And not great. It's like morning. It's probably like 11 a.m. or something. Like he's having a time. And she's basically like, hey, I just basically wanted to know that you regret that, because I'm having like nightmares. I'm deeply haunted by it. And it should never have happened. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really sorry. So
I don't care. I do it again.
I do it again.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah,
Whoopsie daisy.
exactly. And then she's like, okay, well, in that case, do you think maybe you could like just tell my dad that you don't want to marry me? Because he has this idea that we're going to get married. And I told him I don't want to, but I think maybe if you told him that you don't want to also, it would mean more. And Aaron's like, no, I'm going to marry you. And she's like, I don't want to. And he's like, well, I know the secret about you, which is that you got drunk and slept with me. And I'm going to tell everyone if you don't agree to marry me.
Fucking
So-
bitch.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's such a
Bleep
loser.
that. Bleep
Charmer.
that.
I will.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But what a charmer this guy is.
He sucks. I
He
hate him.
definitely sucks. And he's being real creepy and like kind of like a salty energy. And we're like, what's
Yeah,
gonna happen? Then
we
Theon
hate it.
shows up, thank God.
Yeah, that's the weird
Again.
thing about the whole situation. It's not like he assaulted her, but it's
No.
also
Like
it's so
it's not like he
like
wouldn't.
weird.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
would do
He
it
did.
though.
He
Yeah.
It was
would, yeah.
consensual and they were both drunk, but it was consensual. And she even says like it was consensual. But then like
Yeah.
this energy when she goes to see him in the villa to confront him or whatever is kind of like, he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have you whether you want it or not. And you're
Yeah.
like, bro.
So,
And then
F
Theon's
him.
like,
Okay.
absolutely not. I'll kill you. And I'm like, Theon, we love a protected beefcake. And so
All right.
she's
Haley
like, "No, we
and I
don't. We
have
love a
interesting
Jonas."
opinions about Theon.
I can see why Cleo likes him. I thought I'd have a crush on him because I usually do. I didn't.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out if I have a crush on anyone in this book. But Cleo's kind of getting a crush on him. What?
Cleo has a no for sure. No, I'm agreeing
Yeah.
with you. Yeah,
Mhm.
Like, no, I'm agreeing.
I am.
Am I being
100
critiqued? Dare you
No.
laugh at me?
No, trust me.
What? The club supreme leader has deigned to join us.
Hello, Supreme Leader.
She doesn't deserve your kindness. Oh no, maybe I am from Limrose. But so that's kind of what's been going on over there. Cleo basically is like, I'm gonna, run away to Palesha and find these grape seeds. Theon's like, no, you're not. And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a couple of days to think about it. And he's like, great, so glad to hear you're being reasonable. And then she sneaks out, of course, the next morning, and Nick joins her, which is her friend.
Nick!
Yeah, he's the king's squire, I think.
Yes.
He is a gawky, cute little redhead boy with freckles, and I should have known right away. Yeah, would be Spoons' favorite.
He is. Haley and I were just talking about this. Nick is the goat. Like he's absolutely the goat out of all the series. I mean, everybody
he?
else you end up hating for some reason or another,
that's a
except for
bummer.
Nick.
Nick never fails you.
Nick never fails.
He's a king.
He
Yeah,
really is.
he gives that energy as he would never let you down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nick lets me down in one way that happens in the other books.
I know, but like I feel like I can't even blame him. Like I'm more mad about the other person involved.
I guess so. I guess you're right, but I can't just like absolve Nick of all responsibility.
Well, it sounds like he'd be perfect otherwise. So
Yes.
He's
mean-
he's the goat.
he's also deeply in love with Cleo, and Cleo has no idea. Cleo's being real dumb
Correct.
about it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we're just friends. And I'm like, he's in love with you. And she's like, no, we're like siblings. And I'm like, no,
Nah.
you're not.
I have serious doubts as to whether Nick is actually in love with Cleo. I think
Well, he thinks he is in this
thinks
book.
he's in love with Cleo. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's the energy.
I think he
definitely
has
thinks so.
strong, loving feelings towards her and is like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe am I in love with her? I guess I'll just say I'm in love with her. That's what
Yeah.
I think. That's my opinion.
Yep.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I get that vibe for sure.
Mhm.
So, but basically he's like, cool, I'll be your adventure buddy. Let's go to Palesha and find these magical grape seeds, even though I don't even know if I believe in Watchers. I'm just up for like a Cleo time adventure. And so
Literally.
so they're off to Palesha. Now in Jonas's world, Jonas has been like, I'm gonna kill Lord Aaron and that smug bitch Cleo, and which he's how he refers to her several times. He
Yeah.
was angry. And then basically his friend Brian, is that how you guys say his name? Or Brian?
I've been
Brian.
saying Brian.
It
I
sounds
don't
so
know.
Silly.
It's in the audiobook it says
Brian.
Brian also.
I'm gonna call him
So
Brian
I'm-
because Brian sounds like a frat boy to me.
Mhm.
I mean,
Jonas and Brian
be.
actually both sound like they could be frat boys together.
So does Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Morgan, I'm having questions about your name choices. I don't know. Brian. Okay, I can call him Brian. I'm just gonna know that in my head it's Brian.
That's fair.
Brian.
This is like anytime a character described as having a ponytail and they're a guy and they're supposed to be hot, I'm like,
I know, and you're like,
so we're
no, you
chopping
don't
that
have
off in my mind.
So that's not happening.
Mhm.
That's not going on.
Yeah.
Thank God nobody in this series has super long hair. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I don't
would
know
have freaked
why,
out.
but I just flashed back to Mal with the sun tattoo on his back.
Oh God, Ash, why have you done this to me? We were just talking about
Okay,
this the
so
other
we're
day, Kendall.
covering that up.
I know. I think
Oh,
we're just we're editing that out for Mal.
Mm-hmm.
I am become a blade.
Stop!
Ooh, Mal.
Oh my
the
God.
drama in that boy. If he were a girl, he'd be the kind of girl who like dyes his hair a different color and like cuts his hair and changes it and cuts bangs and stuff when he gets emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is flashbacks to my other episode that I was on, Ruin and Rising.
Exactly. And maybe that's why it came to mind. I was like, I see. So Haleigh edits out the things she doesn't like about them, and I can respect that.
We're not doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You just can't do that with some of the characters in this.
Mm-mm.
The things are just too
God.
bad. Like,
Too bad to edit out. Magnus, I want to be able to edit out the one big thing about him because I'm like, I could fall for you if it weren't for that, but it is so glaring and cannot be edited out. I'm like, I'm sorry, Magnus, but no.
I just
Listen,
have to
listeners,
say
we're
this.
getting there.
We are. We're about to get there. I'm going to give you the
We're
Jonas
almost there,
update.
guys.
So
Hang
many
in there.
thoughts.
Yeah, we're going to
Okay,
return
go
to my
ahead.
kingdom in a moment, but right now we're in Haleigh's kingdom. So Jonas, Haleigh's person of interest, is deeply angry and filled with the need for vengeance, and he's currently thinking, I'll just go storm into the castle in Ornos and kill these people. And I'm like, you won't though. And Brian is also like, yeah, bro, that's not happening. He's like, what if instead we incite a revolution? And Jonas is like, sounds good to me. My brother would definitely approve of that. I'm going to do that instead. And I'm like, this feels like you haven't thought this through.
My brother in Christ, please. Critical thinking.
My brother in Christ. That is Lucia to Magnus later.
Oh God!
I beg you.
Stop. Shut. Wow, we are really coming for Magnus. And you know what? He deserves
He
it.
deserves it. He
definitely
deserves
deserves
it.
Okay, but we're on Palja. We're
on
talking about my
Jonas.
boy
We're on
Jonas.
Jonas, and well, this is just kind of Jonas's thing. I feel like his updates are not like massive. His story is very frequent throughout. We don't tend to spend big chunks of time on him, which is also why I was surprised when you said that Haleigh made it seem like Jonas was the main character, because I was like, he's definitely not.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this, how Jonas like always has kind of nothing and something going on at the same time. Like there's
he's kind of getting the ball rolling throughout the whole book.
Yeah.
But we don't spend that much time on him, really.
He's just so filled with rage all the time. Like that's kind of his thing.
He has Mal energy. I'm gonna say that he does.
Oh, I hate that you said that.
I knew you would, which is why I said
I want to die. Okay.
They're brothers. It's cute. Brothers in Christ.
I resent that, and I do not agree. Joe, the thing about Jonas is that he is so filled with rage. It blinds him to every other like good idea that he might have. The thing about Jonas is he has not had a single good idea in the entire series, unfortunately. It doesn't get better. And there are 6 books.
He has no
understand.
Sound like Mal.
Tell me how it's not Mal. I still haven't heard anything that's not like Mal.
I guess like Mal to me doesn't have as much pure unadulterated rage as Jonas does.
No.
Jonas is a rage monster.
He is.
You're like, I'm about that.
I don't know why I'm so obsessed with him.
It's just like it's so sad. Like the more it goes, I mean, reading this one, this is probably the book that he has the most wins, honestly. And
really,
everything's bad for him. Yeah,
everything gets horrible.
Jonas does ever works out. Haleigh and I were say he's the king of taking L's. All he does is take L's the whole series.
Jonas.
Like
that's
it's
really
honestly
sad.
After a while it gets hilarious. You're like, well, this will not work out. I promise you that. And it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh my God, poor Jonas. Well, he's basically like, I know just what to do. I'm a charming, handsome young man. So I'm going to seduce the daughter of Chief Basilius to get an audience with Chief Basilius to try and be like, hey, let's go to war.
Mhm.
So
He's kind of a slut,
he
honestly.
is kind of a slut, yeah. And also Chief Basilius's daughter is like an erotic snake dancer, which I was surprised by. I don't know. I was just like, oh,
So
okay.
funny to say it like that.
Yeah, it is funny. Upon the reread, I was like, oh yeah, she has a snake and it's like sexy.
She is an erotic
Jonas
snake
calls
dancer.
her an erotic snake dancer. And he says she's always busy with her erotic snake dancing. And I was like, what a woman.
Truly, she's she has the bag, like she got it.
Mhm.
It's so funny because all the kingdoms are mad at Oranos because they're so hedonistic, they're obsessed with like pleasure and living the good life. And Oranos is not really, I mean, it's not really their energy. They do have the opportunity to do that if they wanted to, but it's not really their thing. However, Chief Basilius and his whole family are straight hedonistic, like
Mhm.
having
totally
a good time all the
is.
time at the expense of everyone else. So
Yeah.
yeah, which is why I'm like, Chief Basilius has not been like as obsessed with like overtaking Oranos. He's just like, if there's an opportunity, I'm gonna go get that stuff so I can continue to live a great lavish life and my people will suffer. And he does not care. He's a horrible ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that's kind of what's happening over there. Now we're gonna hop over to my kingdom, Limros, which I don't want to claim, but I will for this episode.
Let's prepare. Here's
Oh
the
my
big one,
God.
boys.
Everything is happening here. Everything bad is happening here.
Oh God.
So let's, I guess, start with Magnus. And wait, let me first say, early in the week, Kendall texted me and said, have you started the book? And I said, no. And she said, there's a part in this I didn't remember. I'm afraid you're not going to like it. And I completely stab in the dark, jokingly said, oh no, cousin lovers, as a joke. And she's like, it's worse. And I was like, no.
I want to clarify. I did remember. I didn't remember how horrible it is.
It's
Or
bad.
like,
This shouldn't surprise anyone if you've been listening to season 4 of That Pretentious Book Club, because this is apparently the season of incest.
apparently so.
Oh,
Apparently
God.
every book we've read usually it's cousin lovers, okay?
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like cousin lovers once removed, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, it's bad, but it could be worse. So Magnus is in love with his younger sister. There's no better way to put it.
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
She's just turned 16. I'll give the boy this. At the beginning of this, he's like really trying to fight it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
good, you should be.
He doesn't like that he's in love with his sister. That's
No.
the only thing I can give
He's
him,
not
you know?
like,
Yeah.
this is good, I'm embracing it. Like, it's not like Game of Thrones level where they're like, we're I've decided this is acceptable for me. He's like, I know
Yeah.
this is unacceptable for me. And that's,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll give him that and only that.
And he's never acted on it or like
No.
told her or anything.
No.
No. It's like his
Yeah.
deepest shame. So
Mhm.
Yes.
I will give him this. He's got a scar. We get from different sources. Some people are like, the scar makes you handsome, and some people are like, the scar makes you look scary as hell. And his father is King Gaius, who is a dick. They also call him the King of Blood. So that just gives you an idea.
Yeah, things are going great in Limeros.
Things are
Things
great.
are really awesome.
So Magnus is essentially the Prince of Blood then.
Kind of a hot
Lucia-
title. I will
It
say
is a
that.
hot title. This is the same. Magnus has some pieces of himself that should be hot, that should be like Ash type, but it's not. It never comes together in a way where I'm like, yeah, I can get on board with Team Magnus ever.
Yeah.
Maybe because especially because we started with the I'm in love with my sister thing. I was like,
Yeah.
that's going to be a hard pass for me.
I just have
You know,
to-
Ash, you're right. Like, he's also like thinking about it, like kind of has aspects of something that I like dark haired, kind of snarky, like
Mhm.
not like a villain, but a little bit of like villainous energy sometimes.
Yes, he's morally
Mhm.
gray.
But I could just never get on the Magnus train. I can appreciate him for what he is later on, but
Mhm.
I'm never
Can't
quite
do
there.
it.
and
I
here's
think
the
it's because
bombshell.
we start out with incest. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. The bombshell I'm going to drop is I am fully a Team Magnus slut. He is
Oh my god, Ash's face.
I have never been more. This is so out of character for you.
I know.
Hang on. Why? I need an
know.
essay on my desk tonight. No, right this minute.
Listen, in this book, he's the worst guy ever. Okay, like I understand. I don't know. I am as baffled as the rest of you. I don't know how Morgan turned this around for me, but
so I've never been more shocked in
no,
a TPBC
yeah,
episode than I am right now.
The rest of the series, yeah, I am just put it on my forehead like Magnus slut. Like it's what it happened, and I can't help it. I'm not I never would have expected it from me, especially considering where we begin with the incest, which is my least favorite thing of all time. So
it's like the John Mulaney quote. We started at a pretty low place.
We really started at the lowest place possible.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Like
I still don't understand.
I don't really understand either. Once you get going, I think maybe he has a lot going on. Like there's a lot of arc happening for Magnus throughout the series. Even Haleigh will attest. Like
I can attest.
Is he ever not in love with his sister?
Yes.
Ash, listen, Ash, I gotta be real with you, like for a sec. So this book, for as much that happens in this book, it is probably about 2% of the overall like crazy stuff that happens in the rest of the series. You would never guess what happens.
Never. Like even reading it now, I'm like, I don't even think I guessed it when I read it the first time.
This
never would guess the end game couples at all, or like who lives and who dies, or
this
anything.
Is so stressful because all week I've been like, I need the rest of the series, and I'm like, Ash, you just bought a bunch of fruit trees. You can't buy the rest of the series. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy. It is crazy.
I have to.
It is so
I'm gonna have to
insane.
just bite the bullet. I'm gonna go on thrift books, and my husband can call me irresponsible. I'm okay with it.
You can
have
borrow
to.
my copies. I'll bring them to
But
you.
when? Because I need it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Limros, that was the most shocking thing that's ever happened to me, was hearing that you are a Magnus slut. I can't even begin to understand this for you.
Yeah, Haleigh and I are we're rival ships.
We're at war.
Yeah.
Are there any other ships that I can get aboard?
I'm not. Oh, I don't ship Magnus and Lucy. I'm gonna say that
No.
straight up. Okay, thank God.
I didn't think that you did.
Oh my God.
Nothing. No, that's the only thing that would have shocked me more.
Oh my God.
No.
It's just like, it's hard to even like tell you about the ships.
I can't even.
Is it
like,
Magnus and
spoilers.
Cleo? Is it Magnus and Cleo?
Can we just say it?
I guess let's just we'll dive right in.
Magnus and Cleo. I'm a Magneo shipper. That's their ship name. Haleigh is Clonus.
Clonus.
I'm
Cleo
Clonus
and
as
Jonas.
well. Based on this book, I'm currently Clonus because I
No.
was like, hang on, this would be the cutest thing in the world.
You are
I
so
was-
valid.
I was also Clonus. I think
She's
up
like,
until
listen, I've been
halfway
where
book
you've
2.
been.
No, yeah. We'll see. The thing is, I can't even get mad because I know I'm in the wrong. You know, like
This is such a divergence. This is like we've switched places. I should have been Oranos. You should have been Limros.
Yeah, I'll be Limeros. I'll do it.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna embrace my yellow dress, and I'm gonna
Okay,
claim
great.
Oranos. My main character energy was screaming for it anyways.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Every
mhm.
time that I try to turn my back on my main character energy, it's
And
always for naught.
It's so
Wait,
true.
I'm
Just
gonna
be-
turn this
be
around
yourself.
and make it more of a tiara.
Ooh.
Yeah, there
There
we
you
go.
go. And I have dark
Now I'm
hair, so
very
I'll do
Uranus.
like
Yeah, and you have the darker cloak to begin with. You can see like the
Mhm.
mark that the crown has left on me.
like I'm being
Honey
evil
is
now.
the head that wears the crown. Okay, I'm claiming Oranos.
Great. I love that
Because
we
then
switch sides like this.
Yeah, this was good. Maybe I'll end up with yours. I did not think this was going to happen. I claimed Limros because I thought all of this is so not Kendall. I bet she hates Magnus. I'm going to take the bullet for her. and
Oh,
claim
wow.
Limros. I should never be selfless again. That's what I just learned.
I fully acknowledge this is out of character for me. Fully.
Yeah.
Kendall, I gotta say, I think this is the most out of character you've ever been ever. Like, I think this is the pinnacle.
I was so into it. I used to write fan fiction about
I've known you for almost 26 years, and I've never been more surprised about anything I've ever learned about you, ever.
Oh my God. It is so
I'm
insane.
digging myself a hole because I don't.
You're like, I'm not going to take it back. I love Magnus
I'm not
too
taking
much.
it back, but I also hate him in this book so much. Like, it's
Well,
a
that's
thing.
fair.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
It
I'm gonna-
only
okay.
gets
move
worse
on.
before it gets better. I'll say that. Like,
Oh, in this book?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm pissed, honestly.
I'm
Okay,
still gonna.
moving on.
This is what I'm going to be thinking about for the next month. Anyways, so Limros, we have Magnus, who we all have a lot of feelings about, and Kendall's has the most surprising feelings about. And there's Lucia, who is the princess, and I'm just going to give the spoiler right now because it's going to make us all feel better about Kendall. Lucia and Magnus are not actually siblings; they're not blood related.
Mhm.
But I'm going to go back and say this: Magnus does not know that. So,
And
Mhm.
they were raised as siblings.
they were raised completely
Fully
siblings.
raised as siblings
It
from
is like-
Lucia's birth.
It is like very, very bad.
It's very, very bad. It just, the one where you could go, maybe it's somewhat forgivable towards the end, is that he finds out that they're not blood related. It's still not a lot better, but it's a teeny smidge better
Yeah.
than it could be. Except that their whole lives they didn't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like so bad.
It's bad. So Lucia's her birthday. This is already went through the thing. It's her birthday. King Gaius and Sabina are there. Oh no, my computer's gonna die. Hang on. Let me write down the time code. I'm a hot mess today. You just spoons threw me off so hard with her whole magnet thing.
Sorry, it had to come out sooner rather than later. See, now I'm upset because Ash will probably cut this. I wish that we'd had some Clonus makeout scenes this time around. Like,
I know.
I really thought they made out this book.
Yeah, when you were saying it, I was like, oh yeah, I guess they do make out in the first one. But initially I thought it was the second one in Rebel Spring.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Oh man.
Like, can we talk about that? Let's just say it.
I know. Let's just say it. we
We'll
gotta put in some good Clonus content.
I know. We'll say it later.
What
Oh,
will we
Ash,
say
we
later?
just said a bunch of stuff you'll have to cut out. But
Cut in all capital letters. You got it. Okay. So that was to 121. 122. I think my husband's home. The Overlord. Ugh. He's from Limrose. This is why you like him. Now I get it. Now I see to you and how you get hobby. Okay.
well, yeah. Let's move on.
Yes, there's nowhere to move but on from here.
Oh my goodness.
So Lucia is magical, right? We already covered that in the prologue.
Yes.
She's a sorceress. Magnus has no idea, and King Gaius doesn't even super believe in magic. He just kind of trusts Sabina because she's sexy. You can always trust a sexy person. That's not true. That is a lie. I just don't want to give horrible advice on here. Like liking Magnus, for instance.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You don't know him like I know.
burn.
Oh my god. Okay. So King Gaius has been looking for an excuse to go overthrow Oranos. This whole thing that Jonas has been concocting and working with Chief Basilius is taking action now. Chief Basilius comes to say, hey, King Gaius, let's invade Oranos. But he's like, or King Gaius invites him over and says that, and then he's like, well, how can I trust you? This is what Chief Basilius says to King Gaius, and King Gaius is like, how about I murder my bastard son for you? Cool, and just does it in front of Magnus, his blood son, and you're like, or his legitimate son, and like Magnus is like, hey, he has learned to do like this like stone face thing where he doesn't react, and King Gaius is like, I'm so proud of you, my son, and I'm like, well, Magnus is nope, there's no hope for this man. He's been too traumatized.
Yeah.
Like, he straight up was like, is my dad about to murder me? Because he knew he likes the other guy better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Gaius is not like Magnus, really. He like never has been nice to him.
No, and Magnus doesn't like him either. Magnus doesn't really like the whole being a prince thing. But all of a sudden now, this is where things start to turn, where Magnus is like, wait, maybe I can win my father's approval. And I'm like, no, Magnus, do not go down that dark road.
Stop it!
Don't do it.
Don't
Don't
do
be
it. But
evil,
he
Magnus.
does. But
Uh.
he does toy with it. I don't know where he ends up, but in this book, he's like, maybe I can win my father's approval. I think I'm gonna try. And then Lucia, I did it because I'm Italian. Lucia's magic. I'm sorry. So I should also be Oranos. Aren't there olive trees there? I just bought an olive tree.
I don't know, but his name is
Probably.
Niccolo.
Niccolo. So Lucia's magic does start showing itself, but she's hiding it because witches are killed and like burned in the kingdom. Although ironically, Magnus is like, if someone was really a witch, wouldn't they just use their magic to not get burned? And it's like, maybe we've only murdered innocent people. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's what happens when you burn people you think are witches. That you inherently only burn the innocent.
Ooh.
Weird. So
Shout out to the Salem witch trials.
Shout out at you.
Shout out,
At the
Queen.
Salem witch.
So next week we are doing the Scarlet Letter.
Which we already did, and it was awesome. Didn't we?
That's right, we did. We did do it. No.
Okay, good. Didn't we?
No, we
Yes,
didn't.
because you were
We
hating on the
did?
Puritans. Because it was just like a Puritan rage episode for you.
Oh yeah. Okay, literally, why did I forget everything that happened in the Scarlet Letter until right now? This whole time I've been like, I've never read that. I did, in fact, read it.
You did, and you had really strong feelings.
Yeah,
about
because I hate the Puritans. Oh my God, you're so right.
Yeah, we watched Easy A the other week, and you were like, "Oh, I haven't read the Scarlet Letter."
I know.
Oh my God, we're just trading places left and right. That's an
I,
Ash move. all the
Straight
way
up
through.
forgot.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That is so funny.
We're having Freaky Friday moments. This is
We are.
interesting for me. I never thought this would happen. So Lucia's magic is it's basically triggered when she's angry. Sabina comes over to Magnus's room, is like, hey, how about you and I have some sexy times? And I
Ew.
don't basically understand. I think she's just like, Lucia trusts you more than anyone. And so maybe you can basically kind of get me on the end with her, because Sabina wants to manipulate Lucia for whatever purposes we don't quite know yet, because I think her goals are definitely different than King Gaius as she's using him. And so, I mean, at least that's the vibe in this.
Mhm.
And then Lucia comes in to the room and is like, what's going on? So what's going on, stepmom? Which is not good. There's a lot of stepmom, stepbro type weirdness in this.
Mm.
It's so gross. But Magnus, to his credit, is like, ew, no, like
No, Magnus is never. Not
so
even for a
he
moment.
draws the line at like father's mistress, but he's like, sister could be good.
Could be good. And she's like, what if I tell you that your
Yes.
sister is actually adopted? And he's like, oh my God, I don't think I can handle this right now. And he can't. And Lucia comes in though, and Sabina's like, well, maybe if anger triggers her magic, I'll just, threaten to kill Magnus. And then Lucia's like, abso-freaking-lutely not. And then she like slams her against the wall, crushes her skull, and burns her.
Oof, what a
So-
way to go, right?
It's quite a way to go.
Whoopsie daisy.
And then Lucia's like, oh my God, Dad's gonna be so mad. And then
Oh my God, Dad's gonna hate me for burning his mistress alive. Oh my God.
oh my God, Magnus, what do I do? And then King Gaius is like, oh my God, this is the best thing that's ever happened. Lucia, I've never been so proud of you. I have been waiting for this day for so long.
Yeah.
So that happens. And then shortly after, Magnus confesses his feelings to Lucia.
yeah.
Oh,
that's
wait,
after-
there is another thing. You're right. I can kind of go back. I won't, and I'll cut that and I'll
It's
save
all right.
that, because that's a big old scene.
yeah, it's like after the
It
big
is.
thing.
It's after the other big thing. So we'll hop back over to Cleo and Nick. And they are traveling through Pelgia, making kind of friends with people. They meet this old woman named Irene. Is that how they say it? How do they say her name?
Irina, I think.
Irina.
Yeah, I was saying
Wow, I was
Irina.
very off. Irina. That makes a lot more sense. This is the whole fantasy names thing again.
Yeah, it's like you
Yeah.
kind of like never say it out loud, and then you're like, wait, how do we even say it?
Right,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they meet Irina and she's like, oh yeah, I know a lot of stories about that. They basically say like that they're writing a book about like the kindred or whatever and the watchers or something. And so they're doing research is what they tell people. And they tell people they're from Limros and not Oronos. So nobody will know that it's Princess Cleo. And I'm like, everyone's going to know it's you.
Everyone.
And Nick is straight up like, hi, my name is Niccolo Cassian, and this is my best friend Cleona. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you stupid idiots.
It's like, Nicholas, what are you doing?
Nicholas!
It is dumb. It's a very, very dumb move.
Especially because in Limeros, their patron saint is the goddess Valoria.
No,
Yeah.
as soon as he's this is Cleo, I was like, Nick, you stupid bitch. I love you so much, but that was stupid.
That is stupid. Brains in this book are not his greatest strength. We like him for his loyalty.
He's so loyal, you know.
So
Yeah.
loyal.
He's sweet. He's like a golden retriever. Like they're not the smartest.
He's-
But man, are they nice.
He's got like some funny little quips in there. He's
Mhm.
a little quippy.
Yeah, he's
But-
fun.
Mhm.
He's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
Oh,
So they're
love
hanging
him
out
so
with
much.
Irina at Irina's place, and Irina's telling them this like really in-depth story about the Watchers. Where I'm like, okay, immediately she has this much detail. It's her, you guys. It's her, you guys. I think Irina is the Watcher. I think it's her.
Literally.
the Watcher. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They don't catch on though. And then Jonas.
No.
Jonas hears a rumor that she's there. And then Magnus is sent by his daddy on an errand to go, capture Cleo so they can use her as a hostage to just try and get the king of Oronos to hand over the country in exchange for his daughter. And since Magnus is in his I'm going to win daddy's approval mode right now, he's like, of whatever you want, father, I totally got this. I can go capture one little princess, which is the mistake a lot of characters are making in this. And I'm like, I bet you're not. Cleo's like, bet.
It's true.
Just-
Yeah, you're right.
It does not
Bet.
work out. So Cleo, they find out where she is. Jonas is like, okay, I'm gonna go try and capture her. He doesn't. But so Theon has also been sent to retrieve her. Theon and Nick hear about Cleo being captured and find out where she is. They go and they manage to save her. And then as they're escaping, then Magnus finds them. Theon fights and kills 2 of Magnus's guards. And then Cleo's like, oh my God, Theon is so hot. And she's loving this for him and for her. But then Magnus stabs Theon in the back and kills him right in front of
Ooh.
her. And she's like, no, my great love. And I was like, how much time have you really spent with him?
Haleigh.
Okay, Ash, I have to reveal something. I was also wondering this. And so I spent about 30 minutes going back through the book and seeing how many pages they had together and how many lines they spoke together and how many
Inside.
interactions in general they had.
Uh-huh.
Should I reveal this now?
Yes.
Like as soon
Okay.
as I walked out of my door this morning, Haleigh was like, I have done something crazy and told me everything she did. And I was like, okay, great.
Oh my God, I need to know. Okay.
Okay, so let's start with their first interaction. Now, this is including like when they're initially in Pelja at the like with Jonas's family, and
Mhm.
Theon is there as their guard. I'm including any line that they spoke to each other at all, regardless if like other people were around or not. So
Uh-huh.
they have
That's generous.
Yeah, exactly. They have 4 pages in the first chapter, and they speak like 5 to 10 lines per page, like in reference to one another. This is including Cleo saying things like, this is Theon, the new bodyguard that was assigned to me. Okay, not even like directly to each other. Okay, so
Oh,
there's
God.
the first 4 pages with their first interaction when they're all together with Aaron and Mira in Pelja to get the wine.
Yeah.
The second interaction is only a couple pages. It is basically Cleo saying, hey, Theon, this is Nick. Nick, this is Theon. They are introducing each other. Okay. Second interaction. Third interaction is simply Cleo telling Theon, I'm going to go see my sister. And that is it. The fourth interaction is where we finally get like some one-on-one time between the two of them. There's not other people around. And it is after Cleo is having her little like spat with Aaron,
Mhm.
saying like, I don't want to marry you and you're a bitch, basically.
Theon's sexiest appearance.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they finally get about 40 sentences for like 2 pages on page 91 through 93. And they're kind of just talking about like, yeah, it kind of sucks how Aaron is horrible. And Theon's like trying to comfort her after that whole interaction because it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then their 5th interaction and only 2nd one-on-one time in this book is like 100 pages later. And it is when she is talking to Theon about how Emilia is dying. And he's also like there again, comforting her. And then that is the last interaction we get before they declare their undying love for each other and Theon dies. And so I'm like, okay.
I forgot to say they had a very passionate 2 kisses.
Yeah.
One right after the other. He's like, I'm in love with you. I want to live the rest of my life with you. Very passionate makeout. And then he dies.
Yeah. It's like so funny how immediate it is. It's
honestly
insane.
Hilarious to me. Like Magnus immediately murders him. And then also
I felt like this was going to happen a little bit. I was like, I don't think Theon's going to make it because I was honestly like, Jonas and Cleo have too much chemistry.
Yeah.
Or Theon.
And you were right. The Theon, I think, that's why I'm giving Morgan a pass because I feel like we were not intended to really buy the romance because he's going to die. Also, I think Cleo's in a weird space where she's like, anybody who's not Aaron looks awesome to me. And also I'm stressed out because my sister's dying.
Yeah. And Theon
so
has saved her multiple times and he's really hot. So it's like
he's a nice guy. Like,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine.
Puppy love. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's puppy love, but it's also the first time that Cleo at least believes that she's felt those feelings. So it's still pretty significant.
Yeah.
Do I think that they actually had an undying love for each other? No.
Absolutely.
But she believes that she did and he believed that he did. And that's all that matters because you know what? He's dead now. So
he's dead.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about the fact that Emilia was in love with Theon's dad?
Yes. I was like, I don't like this.
I think that is one of the weirdest things that nobody ever mentions as being weird.
Yeah.
Emilia was like is like a year older than Theon.
Yeah, she is like 19 and Theon's dad is presumably like at least in his late 30s.
Yeah.
Like he has to be.
Yeah.
And then he died and then Emilia was heartbroken. And Emilia, by the way, believes that she's dying of a broken heart because of that.
Yes.
I'll give more credence to their romantic relationship than to Cleo and Theon's. But it's
I mean they did it first, so
they had it first. They had dibs. So on that eternal undying love thing.
Yeah, it's so interesting. In their 5th and final interaction, they're kind of discussing that. She's like, my sister was in love with your dad. And Theon is weirdly cool about it. He's like, I always thought he was probably having an affair. Now I know why he couldn't tell me. And that's like all that's said. He's not like, what the hell, Dad?
Let's make out.
I feel like, I don't know if this works anymore with us.
Shut
like
up, Magnus lover, shut up.
Yeah, Kendall, you have to say.
Shut up. You don't know. They are in love.
Okay. Like I know him. Oh.
he goes through a lot.
I also
maybe
want to
so
add,
did Theon's dad.
So before that Theon dies and they declare their undying love, Jonas actually does kidnap Cleo for like 0.2 seconds.
Yes.
Cleo, it's so funny. I love this scene because I'm in love with Clonus. Jonas and Cleo together.
I'm gonna say I don't love the name Clonus. I'm not a big
I
fan
hate
of
that name too. It's bad. It's unfortunate.
Why can't we change it to Geo or something?
Geo.
Like it's not a lot better, but it's a little better.
Or we could do something with their last names, maybe. I don't know.
Like,
What is Cleo's last name of Oranos?
Belos.
Oh,
Belos
yeah,
and
Belos.
Agalon.
Bagalon. Agelos. Okay, I guess
it's not working. I see why
the best we have. Oh God.
It is so funny though, because Cleo again starts running away as she does probably 5 times in this book.
She's really
and
good
Jonas tackles her to the ground and she hits her head and he's like, oops, and then throws her in a shed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they have their chemistry on the brief 0.2 seconds that he does manage to kidnap her is like are you guys feeling this? And they're like, we hate each other. And I'm like, I don't think you guys are seeing
I
what
don't
I'm
think you're
seeing.
hating.
Bro, they have like
Yeah.
insane chemistry.
They do.
And
Yeah.
can we just, I just want to say it, Haleigh. I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
When they make out later on, it is like the best making out you have ever read in your life.
Yeah.
It is crazy
It's
good.
so
Oh
true.
my God.
Yeah.
I would scream, but I don't want to blow out my mic. I'm so
Like,
glad to
I've
know that
even
happens.
gone back and reread the scenes, and I don't even shit Endgame, but I'm like, wow, this is the best makeout I've
Wow.
ever read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you ship. What's the one for Magnus and Cleo?
Magneo, thank you.
Magneto.
It's weird that you're putting emphasis on the Neo. I would say Magneo.
Magneo, whatever.
That sounds like a villain in a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Magneo.
I mean, they're
Anyways.
extremely chaotic together. I'll say it.
Yeah. So Nick and Cleo do get back. So Nick is, by the way, he's helping. Obviously, they get back to Ornos, and they're like, she's
After
like,
he
"Hey,
knocks
Wait,
Magnus
wait. I
out.
think we skipped
yes.
something funny again. Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. We gotta step back 1 second.
After Magnus like murders Theon, and then Cleo
Oh,
like
that's right.
knocks him over, and then she's like gonna kill him. But then Nick
yeah,
shows
that's right.
up and is like, no, don't kill him. And
Yeah.
then Magnus is like, oh my God, thanks for not killing me, dude. And he just
Yeah, knocks him out. Yes, that's exactly what happens. Nick was very much Nick to the rescue, and I'm like, based on this, shouldn't you be madly in love with Nick now? But at last she is not. She's like, no, we're just friends. And I'm like, you don't know anything, sweet child.
Nick is like, interesting, because I would die for
Yeah, that's interesting, because I would lay my life on the line for you, and I have, and I don't even really believe in magic, and I came on this journey with you. Oh God. Very much a notice me senpai thing with Nick towards Cleo. So they end up back. I know, it's sad.
But he loves him so much though. Like
Yes, but as a
besties.
friend. This is
Yeah.
like one of the most hardcore friend zones I've seen in a while in a book. I was like, yeah, it's
I
just a
mean,
pretty hardcore friend zone.
listen, every single character in this book is described as being extremely hot except for Nick. So there's no
So that's why you love Nick.
he had no chance.
Oh, sweet Nick. So they're back in Oranos. I was gonna make a joke about him being burned for a witch because he wasn't as hot as the others, but I thought it might be in bad taste.
That is very funny considering things that happen later on.
Oh my God, I'm so good at everything. Wow, I'm so prophetic. So they're back in Oranos. He's like, her dad's like, thank God you're not dead. And she's like, yeah, but I didn't get the grape seeds. So she thinks. And that's sad. And now what happens? Battle is brewing. The armies are amassing in Oranos to storm the castle. Magnus has just come back from failing his father. And so he's crushed that he is a disappointment to his father. And Lucy is like, I will comfort you, Magnus. I love you more than anyone else. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so glad to hear this, because guess what? We're not related by blood. I'm in love with you, and I have been for a very long time. Then he kisses her, and she's like, bro, literally, bro, absolutely not. And so he's like, but you said that you love me.
It is like so horrible. I was listening to the audiobook and I had to pause it because I was so upset. And
I was like, no. Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
so he's like, but you said that you love me more than any other. And she's like, yeah, as a brother. And I'm like, oh, Magnus, you did not read the room here at all.
No, not at all.
So then now after this, they both assume that they hate each other. He's like, well, she probably hates me now. So I'm just going to embrace like the blood prince thing. And I am just going to be the biggest dick that's ever been a dick since my father.
He literally said, I'm going to allow this experience to turn me evil.
Yeah,
he literally
that
did
was
that.
his villain origin story right
It
there.
was right there.
Being
The
rejected
rejection
by
from his sister. Don't you hate when that happens?
God,
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and I'll
literally
say,
was like, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say, like, this scene is so painful because Magnus does not stop. He does not stop. Lucia is like, you're my brother. And he's like, but we're not related. And she's like, I love you unconditionally as a brother. And he's like, we can be together. I love you. I like think about you all the time. And she's like,
like, bro, seriously.
She's like, do
I
not
have
talk
it
to me
in
about
front
this
of me.
again.
And
Yeah.
they're talking for 4 pages about this. Okay. Like it just keeps going.
got a
And
lot
I'm
to
like,
figure
when will
out.
it end?
It
When
is
will it stop?
insane. And
It's
like, I don't
crazy.
understand how he could possibly have thought this would work. Like,
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
what was he thinking?
I have no idea. And now Lucia's like, well, now my brother, who I love more than anyone, and also my only friend, hates me. And Magnus is
Yeah.
like, well, Lucia obviously hates me because she doesn't love me back romantically. So I'm going to be evil now. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Magnus is doing. So now Magnus is like, I'm going to go kill some people. Now that I've killed one person, I'm going to go kill a bunch. And his dad's like, I've
Yeah.
never been prouder of you, son.
Yay, I'm so glad that you've
Yay.
embraced being evil.
Yeah. He's
Enough
like,
with being
cool.
conflicted about morals.
Yeah, let's just
Mhm.
be evil together, father-son duo. So they're in Ornos, like battling, killing all the people. Lucy is still there, like, God, I wish my brother didn't hate me for not loving him back romantically. And Magnus is like, I don't need feelings, I'm just gonna kill people. And that's Cleo is, you know, trying to hang out with her sister. They have like a sweet little like kind of like bonding moment. And I was like, Cleo, don't leave the room, she's gonna die. I felt like that was like the vibe of it. And then she did leave the room, and then Amelia did die.
Mhm.
That was
Whoopsie
sad.
daisy.
Yeah.
Whoopsie
And
daisy.
but then immediately after Amelia dies, and Cleo does not know that yet, Cleo is in her room and finds that she does have the grape seeds that Irina sent them with her, and with a little note saying, sorry, I couldn't tell you who I was. I really feel bad for your sister, though. Here's these 2 magic healing grape seeds. So then Cleo's like, oh my God, yes. She runs back to Amelia, and Amelia is already dead.
Ugh, it is
Which is
so tragic.
Awful.
It's so
and
bad.
And then she does the thing. I'm like, why? I don't really understand why. She uses both of the grape seeds still to try and bring her sister back to life. And I was like, girl, those were magic grape seeds. She was already dead. Like, I
Yeah.
get trying like 1 grape seed,
Yeah.
but both?
If she could have, see, Cleo really fumbles the bag with these grape seeds, because if she had found out that she had them, she could have saved Theon and her sister. But then
Mm.
even if she didn't do that, even if she hadn't given them to her sister, she could have saved her dad.
Yes.
Like-
Spoiler, she could have saved her dad in like a couple chapters or a few pages or however long it is. And I was like,
Yeah.
girl, why would you do that with the magic grape seeds? Oh my God. So that's pretty crushing. The castle is stormed. There was like this like magic around the gate that they had actually, that the king of Oranos had hired a witch to put on the castle basically to protect it. And then Cleo's like, oh my God, I didn't even know that you believed in magic and witches. And he's like, yeah, I secretly do. Bless you, Haleigh.
Bless you. I tried to mute myself.
You
Did
did
it
mute yourself. I just saw you sneeze and I was like, oh no. She
Thanks.
And I
sneezed.
heard it from the other room.
Oh, okay.
She's
Well,
like,
now
"You
that
did
we're all
not put
talking
on
about it.
mute."
Haleigh sneezed, you guys. Haleigh
sneezed,
sneezed.
everyone. So the castle is being stormed. Cleo and Nick are trying to escape. Her father dies. She learns about the magic, and then her father dies actually. Outside, Jonas is
So
fighting.
something semi-important happens. So in order to storm the castle, the whole reason
Oh,
King
that's right. That's
Gaius
what it is.
is now like on board with all this elementia stuff
Yeah, magic
is
stuff, yeah.
because
Lucia.
Lucia is like this all-powerful sorceress, and he finds out and he's like, oh, I can use this to my advantage. And
Yeah.
so Lucia is actually the one that creates like a huge explosion and
Yeah.
breaks through the barrier.
Yes.
And
And then she's
so
like unconscious for a very long time because it used all of her
Mhm.
little baby sorcerer's powers. Oh, and she just healed Magnus. And so now
Yeah.
they're kind of friends again because
Yeah.
Magnus had been injured. So he was going to die. And then Lucia's like, I still love you as a brother.
See,
Oh, I hate my life.
she's
she
better
should have
than
just
me.
let him die.
Like, for real. Like, what makes me
I
so
get it.
mad
I
about
would have
it.
still saved him, but
I mean, I guess I would have but what makes me mad about it is that he spends so long being like mad because he's like, well, you know, she probably hates me, so I'm just gonna act like I hate her too. When I'm like, okay, you are the reason all of this is messed up, and now Lucia has nobody because you guys were
Yeah.
extremely codependent and
Yeah.
you're her only friend. So
Yeah.
not only did you try to kiss your sister, but now you've ruined her life because she doesn't have any friends to talk about it with her.
And she's
Anything.
even like, let's just only be siblings from now on. Let's just pretend this didn't happen. She's like, let's try to ignore. He's like, no, I want you to love me romantically or not, or I'm gonna be evil. And she's like, well, you're gonna have to be evil, I
Yeah.
guess, but like,
He literally like basically says this. I have the page in front of me. He literally says to Lucia, it's not wrong. And she's like, I don't feel the same toward you. And then he goes, but someday you might.
oh,
Dude, are
Oh,
you
man.
freaking kidding me?
I'm not gonna lie. There was a friend in college who said that to me when I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have those feelings for you. He was like, but you might sometime. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna.
Oh my god. A part of
And
the
then, you
money
know,
when
he
he's
did go
like,
through a bitter phase after that, actually. Everyone was like, wow, he's
Oh.
like, he gets really upset a lot now. He's really
In-
moody. And I was like, no, that feels like my fault.
well, all right. In his evil era, his evil Prince of Blood era.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not a good reaction, boys. I don't know. We've talked about this probably every other episode.
Yeah.
If she
Magnus-
rejects you, it is not an excuse to become evil.
Yes. Okay. Like so true. Like this is a textbook example.
This
Yeah.
is textbook, you guys. This is what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Do not
Ugh.
pull a Magnus. Do
Please
not do it.
not pull a Magnus.
Yeah, you
although
do not
apparently
want to be this
Kendall
guy.
has more grace for you than the rest of us do. So,
Somehow.
Listen, I'm with you guys at the moment. No, I'm not Team Magnus. I'm just saying as the books progress.
oh God. God, I just feel like I don't know you at all now, you know?
We'll see how you feel after you read them.
Yeah.
Although
we'll
you'll
see.
probably agree with me. I mean, agree with Haleigh.
Ash is totally gonna be on my side.
I feel like I am because I'm already like, what if Jonas and Cleo were together? And right now I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
indication of that ever happening. And I'm still like, but what if?
Oh yeah,
That'd be so
baby.
cute.
Well, buckle up, baby.
So excited. Okay, so the Lucia heals Magnus, then like breaks through the witch's like protection spell. She's now unconscious because it took everything. And King Guy's like, I knew I adopted her for a reason. Excellent. Can we just establish right now if there's any doubt in anyone's mind, he does not care about his children in any way, shape,
No.
or form except to use them.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't
Yes.
give a shit. No.
No, he occasionally tries to convince them that he does. And Lucia and Magnus are so starved for affection. They're like, oh, daddy does love me.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
The
It's very
quintessential
clear.
daddy issued children here.
Mhm,
They
yes.
are so messed up.
Yeah.
Very, very messed up. Oh, also, by the way, the one who gave him the scar was his father.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah,
Zuko
that
energy.
Mhm.
Is he like
Don't
mess
say
him-
that. Don't say that because I love Zuko.
Ash, don't give in.
was Zuko not horrible in season 1? Like, come on.
Well, yes. Was he in love with his sister though? No.
Listen.
There's so much I can forgive. This is my one thing. And until
Morgan
now, I
made
thought
it.
it was your one thing too. So I'm confused.
It was. He's
Oh God.
oh
Oh God, I will.
Listen.
I'm gonna say something at the when I do like at the very end of the summary. I do have a thing to say that I think that you'll appreciate, Kendall. But
okay. it's
I'll
fine.
get there. It's fine.
I'll be alone in my principles.
I'm gonna say you're over here and you're like looking like you're getting more and more bitter, and I'm like, oh no, she's turning evil. She's turning Limrose. Oh God. You're like, it's fine. I will just get dark and bitter about
It's fine.
Magnus.
I could say a lot of things and I won't. So
Just save it. I'll just save it. Okay, so they're in the castle. Cleo's dad dies. Basically at this point, the only thing we see with Jonas really is that he's like, uh-oh, I think I made a mistake somewhere along the lines. This is not going how I expected it to go.
I just
He
a
sees
10-year-old die in my arms.
yeah, an 11-year-old dies in his arms, and it's awful from his village. And he's like, wow. And the kid is like, I just wanted to serve. I think he says like the king of Limrose, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, wait a minute, that's not even our country. Like, what are we even fighting for here? And he's like, you volunteered while you're so brave. And the kid's like, no, I was drafted. And Jonas is like, this is not what I planned.
This is the first of about 76 losses for Jonas here.
Oh, Jonas. I really enjoyed his revolutionary energy too. This is just so disappointing for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically goes and he's
the energy stays. The
the
wind.
he keeps the energy, just not the That's unfortunate. It's just not effective. So he goes and he's like, yo, Chief Basilius, almost father-in-law. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. I just saw a kid die. I feel like maybe we should need to reassess. I feel like what King Gaius is going to do is betray you and take all of Oranos for himself, and also take all of Palesia for himself. Is that, are you getting that vibe at all? And Chief Basilius is like, absolutely not, but I'm looking forward to you marrying my erotic snake dancing daughter. And he's like, great, I'm not looking forward to that either. I feel like everything's going wrong. So that's what's happening with Jonas. And then the armies storm the castle. They take over. Cleo manages to flee. She is now the queen of the rightful queen of Oranos, and the only surviving like royal family member, basically. And Jonas is like, we see him kind of like after the castle's been overtaken and like the armies are just kind of moving in and like we're coming down from the climax a little bit. And he's like, so maybe I need to find the princess / now queen, and maybe I need to just like have a chat with her and be like, what can we do about this? I might have made a mistake. So he's like, yeah, okay, I gotta get a hold of Cleo somehow. I gotta find her. And then the king is like, King Gaius is like, I'm also need to find the princess just so I can, make sure I have her under my thumb. And he like gives this speech that everyone's like, yay, good king speech. He's going to be nice to everybody and share. But he also, by the way, right before this, just murdered Chief Basilius and hung his body out in the field just so that the people of Palesia know, you're my people now. You have no chief.
Ooh. Yeah, and he made everyone swear fealty to him or else get murdered, but Jonas and Brian escaped.
They escaped, thank goodness. And then I really thought Cleo was gonna get away. That did not happen. Magnus is still in the middle of daddy issue phases, apparently, and he catches her. And so I will say there's a teeny flicker of chemistry between them at the end of this, where she says something like, I'll see you dead, and he's like, I'll see you at dinner.
Yeah, that was a good line.
Part of it was just the line was so good, but I was like, wait, is there gonna be chemistry? I was like, hang on, does this mean in the next book we're gonna have some like chemistry fueled bickering over dinner? Because I'm okay with that. So
I don't think you're prepared for what happens in the next one, Ash.
I'm not. I was not prepared for this either, and I really wasn't prepared for your confession.
I gotta say, like, oh, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, that was it. I'm hoping for that now.
Yeah. I specifically remember when I first read this like 8 years ago, it was so powerful to me, the last chapter, because Cleo is like in the crowd, King Gaius is being evil. He's like speaking like a speech to all these like peasants now that are under his like control. Yeah. And Jonas, she actually looks to her side and sees Jonas like 10 feet away. And he kind of does like this number where he like puts his finger on his mouth and is like, don't say anything. And he like walks up over to her and he's like, what does he say?
He's like, be ready. Like,
we're gonna like, let's be ready and we'll work together, basically, is the vibe. Yeah. And it's just so funny because he fades into the crowd and immediately Magnus is at her other shoulder and captures her.
It's so funny how quick it happens because it's like the coolest thing ever. You're like, oh yeah, they're gonna be rebellious and get him, and then Magnus is like, hello there, and Cleo's like, damn it.
Well, it makes a little bit of sense too, because Jonas was like, okay, I'll come for you soon, be ready. And I was like, why not now? Where are you going? Can
I'm like, wait, what? That's so true. Why did he just take her?
Wait a second.
And so it makes me think that it was part of his, I thought maybe it's part of his plan for her to get captured and taken to the castle for a little while. So he's ready to come get her. That's what I thought, maybe, but maybe
you're giving him too much credit, my Ash.
Yeah,
he's a straight idiot. Why wouldn't he just take her with him? He's like, be ready, I'll come for you soon. And I was like, what about now?
He has no plan and he's just like wanting to be cool. That's what happened.
That's Jonas's whole vibe.
Yeah, like either the worst plan you've ever heard or no plan. And then like,
but man, it's
just a lot of charisma and rage though. Yeah, and hot.
Yeah, he does have a lot of charisma. Hence him seducing the erotic snake dancing daughter of Chief Basilius.
Just how many times can we say that?
It just felt so random. I was like, no, I'll accept it. This just felt like if you mixed up a hat of like different occupations and like random objects. And then Morgan just pulled a few out and she was like, ooh, erotic dancer, snakes. Ooh, I know just what to do for this character.
I do think it's funny too, because like her dad is like in charge of the whole country and she's out here like at random taverns like dancing with snakes.
Also. I was like, does your dad know you're here? But apparently he doesn't. He doesn't care. But I'm like, shouldn't you at least be dancing in the castle? Like, what is your life? It's just weird. It's weird. But she had a soft spot for Jonas, obviously.
Well, he's so hot, you know.
He's so hot. Yeah.
The way she said it was weird too. She took him to the castle and she's like, Daddy, can I keep him? And I'm like, ew.
Ew.
I know, gross.
He's like, whatever you want, my perfect darling daughter.
It was
dance
so
with your snakes.
So funny whenever like Chief Basilius and like Brian and Jonas went with Gaius to go meet with King Corvin of Aranos, and he was like, who the hell are these random boys? And he was like, oh, this is my son. And Brian was like laughing about it, and Jonas was like,
so
no.
So funny. Oh God. Well, that's Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes.
Baby.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it immensely.
Can you believe we're here from the beginning? From Palesha at a wine selling.
This is what I'm saying about this book is this was like just like the plot of this book is usually what like an actual epic fantasy series would take like 5 or 6 books to get to that last big battle.
Yeah.
So I'm just really glad that we did it in one book, and that's I'm so happy for it.
See, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's
what
what is so crazy about this series, because like there are 6 books, Ash. 6. And they're all this fast paced. Like,
oh my God. Okay, yeah, I have to read it. This could be like a new favorite series.
Well, maybe not quite this fast, but there lots happens, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it should be noted at the end, King Gaius basically says he's going after the kindred now. He thinks they're in Ornos. He wants the kindred to like rule over everything more than he already kind of has now, I guess. And he wants the ultimate power.
And Cleo has a new ring that her dad gave her that used to belong to the sorceress Eva, and now Cleo is going to look for the kindred too to regain her kingdom.
Yes, exactly.
So
lots of stuff going on that we're going into the next book with. What would you guys say your favorite and least favorite parts of this book was?
I mean, is there any debate about the least favorite?
Least favorite is so like obvious.
Magnus's confession of love for his sister, that bothers you?
Yeah, I think Magnus kissing Lucia on the mouth. Probably got to be the worst.
And then turning evil in the exact same scene because she didn't return his feelings. Yeah, that might be my least favorite too. It's kind of a toss up, but I think maybe that one.
It's a tough call, but I think I might agree with y'all. Yeah.
Oh God, what about
the worst
scenes?
Okay.
See, this is hard because
this is difficult.
For this, I'll say it, like rereading it was so fun for me because I would remember stuff like right before it happened or like as it was happening. So like while I was listening, because I listened to audiobook, like I just kept going like yes, like about random stuff that was going on.
Really good.
Like I don't know, just getting so pumped. Like the whole beginning was so fun for me for that reason. But
I think my favorite part, I think, was every time that Cleo got captured. I was like, this is really funny. You think that she's not gonna run away? You're hysterical. Hello, my love. Oh, you look so handsome. Look at this man with his Irish cap. Come here.
Huh?
Come here.
No, you're busy.
I want to show you off. God.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
The mustache is new, but look at this nice hat.
I like
Oh, that's a good look.
And he's wearing a Gryffindor shirt. This is why I picked him. Not always evident, the Overlord, but that's why. Anyways. Yeah, every time that they capture Cleo and she's like, that's so cute. You think I'm not gonna find a way to get out of this?
Yeah, I think I like the part, like, sorry to Theon, but right after Theon dies,
it was really good.
It was
so
like,
good.
You know, when Theon, the hot beefcake guy, dies. Favorite part.
Like, seriously though, that whole sequence is so good.
Almost a tie for my least favorite part would have been when Theon and Cleo were like, I love you, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Be quiet, you don't.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite part is. I remember when I first read it, I was so obsessed with the idea of Jonas and Cleo together that I read the part where Jonas kidnaps Cleo probably like upwards of 15 times.
Dude. Oh, I love when he kidnapped her. I was like, that's why I was like, okay, I can see that this is going to go places.
Yeah. The makings are there. All
Oh
the
my
pieces.
God.
So were the makings at the very end with the whole I'll see you
Yeah.
there, I'll see you at dinner. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
I don't know. Is something going to happen?
Morgan,
Anything is better than the weird brother sister love.
please something else besides that. Morgan puts her little breadcrumbs, you know.
She does.
And it takes it's not an immediate answer, but anyway. Then wait, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh shoot.
It was about Theon's death.
I think it was about Jonas. Oh yeah, the Jonas Cleo like dynamic is so good because it's like he's like, I hate you, you spoiled princess, and she's like, well, I hate you, you like
Ignorant
peasant
savage.
scum. And then they're both like 2 seconds away from making out the whole time. You can like tell it's amazing.
It's true.
I feel like it's very much like Mia and Chris Pine energy in Princess Diaries. They're just like at each other's throats, but they just want to like go for it.
Hang on. Now I have to watch that movie today. Oh my God, that's so true. That's funny. I feel like Cleo has the good ideas and Jonas has the energy. And so I'm just like, if you guys could just team up, maybe Jonas would be more successful. Just don't let Jonas make any more plans. He's not good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What about least favorite characters?
Favorite character, Nick. Least favorite character, Aaron. I don't know. I hate that bitch. Oh, King Gaius. Sorry.
Yeah.
But honorable mention for Aaron. I think King Gaius and Aaron are both inducted into the hate squad.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Gaius is like, at first, I think I like him in this one as a villain. Like, he's a very fun villain for a while because he's so evil.
Yeah.
After a while, you do just want him to die. But like at this point in the series, I'm like, he's fun at least, you know. Aaron, I just hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite character is Cleo, but not just because the main character, because I was like, I first thought, hang on, Cleo's got princess main character energy. I'm gonna like her. And then I was like, oh no, she's kind of like a spoiled brat a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna like her. She doesn't do anything useful. And then I was like, hang on, wait, she's really good at like taking care of herself. And I did not see this coming from her. So I think Cleo actually is my favorite character, but there's so many really good ones. So there's like a lot of competition. Least favorite, King Gaius and Aaron for very different reasons. But yeah.
Least favorite, definitely King Gaius and Aaron. And then I don't know. I love Nick. Nick has never failed me. I love him so much.
Nick deserves to be the favorite character.
As much as I love Jonas, I truly love Nick so much as well.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like Nick deserves for Cleo to be in love with him, but she's not. Nick deserves to be the favorite character on this podcast, but he still didn't get it. I will give him an honorable mention though. Because
Nick deserves everything. He does.
Oh, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
So true. He third wheels his way through like the whole series almost, except for
things
would happen.
No. Let's see. And
which we have strong feelings about.
Oh, favorite quotes. Time for favorite quotes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Y'all go first.
I guess who didn't pick a favorite quote? It was me.
Well, I do have to say the one at the end is so good though. Like I screamed a little bit. I'll see you at dinner.
It's so good.
Like fucking hell. Sorry.
I will say this about Magnus. Like for as much as I hate that guy, he has the best lines like throughout the entire series. Morgan was just like, I love Magnus and I will give him the coolest shit to say.
He does love him. You can tell. Yeah, he has really good lines.
The line that I recall obviously is the one that I said word for word at the end of the book as well. But there's a lot of good quotes. I'm trying to see if any of these stand out to me.
I'll say mine. So I picked one that I thought was a good favorite quote in the way that one you might find on Goodreads, but I didn't find it on Goodreads. I just marked it because I was like, hey, that's not so bad. Okay, let me see. Okay, it's like towards the end when Cleo comes back from her trip, and her dad is like, oh my god, Cleo, you're back, because he thought that King Gaius had kidnapped her to kill her.
Mhm.
And he's freaking out, and she goes, I thought you'd be so angry with me. And he says, I am angry, but to see you alive and well and return to me is the answer to all my prayers. So my happiness that you're safe is more powerful than any anger. Love is stronger than anger. Love is stronger than hate, stronger than anything. Remember that, which I thought was nice.
That's nice.
That is a good one.
I found one that I marked when I was reading. And I will say, I forgot about this, but this is like probably my favorite part in the book as well. It's when Magnus has just killed Theon. And
It's the best part.
Why is everyone coming back to poor Theon's death? Like, the little beefcake didn't do anything wrong.
No,
like,
he
sorry to this
did-
Theon, but he had no like
He did everything right.
he didn't have the pizzazz, baby.
No, he did
Where
not.
was the razzle dazzle?
No.
Okay,
No.
anyway.
There was no
So-
razzle dazzle from him.
It's
Oh,
after
God.
so Magnus has just stabbed Theon. Cleo is distraught, obviously, and she like kind of pushes Magnus's and gets him off kilter, and he's like stunned. And then Magnus is like on the ground, and Cleo has the sword in her hand that he used to kill Theon with, and is gonna kill Magnus. And Nick is like, no, Cleo, don't. You don't want to do this to yourself. And Magnus is like on the ground looking up at Nick, and he goes, he says, thank you. I'll remember your assistance today. And then it says, Nick glared down at him. I didn't do this for you, asshole. He turned the sword around and bashed Magnus in the head with the hilt.
It's good. It's
Asshole.
Amazing.
Asshole. I know. It's like, ooh, I don't know if I've ever read asshole in like a fantasy book before.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
liking
you're
this.
Nick's like, screw you, dude. Every time Nick and Magnus talk in any of the books, it's hilarious to me. Like, they
Yeah.
always are so funny. Oh my god.
I like it. Well, I think the quote that stood out to me the most is the one I already said at the end about the I'll see you dead, I'll see you at dinner. I feel like that's a lot of that. See, that to me is couple energy. I feel like there's days when Javi and I have that energy for each other,
I'll see you
which is
dead.
just very funny. I'll see you at dinner.
Okay, bye, babe.
See you later. But the other quote that I do remember, and I wish I remembered who said it, but I love it because it popped up here again, is hate is such a strong emotion, much more powerful than indifference. But those who burn with hate can also love just as intensely, can't they? When you hate or loved, you do so with all your heart, so much that it feels as if you might die from it. That might be Sabina's line actually to Magnus.
I think the thing, I think, yeah,
I
right?
think it is.
I think it is too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's true. Like, it's very, very true that hate is a lot stronger than indifference. So I think because he thinks that he hates his father, that he's like, you know, I don't know, but he's like, if he was actually indifferent and didn't hate him, that would be like, he'd be better off for that. But yeah.
Mhm.
Well, because he's just messed up.
Well, it's like that thing, like when like a couple breaks up, or like someone like is like in a fight with someone else and they're like, oh, I hate them, I'm never talking to them again, like I don't want anything to do with them, I wash my hands of them, but they're like obviously still really mad about it. And it's like, it feels like you're still bothered, because if you weren't
Yeah.
bothered, if you really were over it, you would feel indifferent about it. But the fact that you hate somebody so much means that you're still like in the middle of this, like you still have strong feelings about that person.
Gives me Jonas vibes, because he spends the entire book being completely obsessed with Cleo,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but like he's like, I hate her, but then he just like thinks about her all the time, and he's always talking about how
Exactly.
her, like, what her hair looked like.
Yes.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, which
I'm
I
like-
don't want to cast this on Jonas, but this is what we call a toxic relationship, where you can't tell the difference between hate and love.
Oh.
I'm gonna hope that he's gonna learn, though, not just not know the difference, but
Yeah.
where there
I
is
will
hate,
say-
there is potential for love.
They are, oh my god, I think I'm just gonna reread the second one just for the clonus, to be honest, because it is so off the charts.
Are you
Like,
just trying to get back on the side?
no,
of the
like,
majority, or
I'm so
what?
serious. I've always thought, I've always maintained this, Haleigh, haven't I? That
Yeah, she's right.
yeah, I may be a Magnio at heart, but like I love me some clonus as well.
Mhm.
Well, how could you not? I'm curious to see if I like Magneto though. Because like I said, if not for the whole sibling love thing, Magnus is totally my usual type.
It'd
and
be a lot
so
easier
not
to forgive
yours.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So not your type, but
I
whatever.
know.
I love that you're branching out. It's good to see. I guess when you read it when you were like a junior.
Yeah, he's like my one example of a character like this. I would almost, but I think it's because there is no like sweet boy. Like
Yeah.
Jonas isn't like really sweet.
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
like it would be like if
No.
Nick wasn't gay. Sorry, spoiler.
Oh, so Nick is gay. Ah, I see.
He could be bi. I guess he's bi. I don't know. But
Interesting. What a sweet man. The best character.
Yes.
it's the best.
I hope he has a happy ending. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You guys, I'm gonna rewrite his ending anyways in my head.
I just looked at you.
There was way too much silence and way too much just like deer in the headlights.
Looked into the camera like we were on The Office.
Yeah.
You'll have to
Jim
read
at
it
the
for
camera,
yourself.
yeah.
You know, who knows? Maybe you'll you just have to read it.
Yeah.
See.
You've said that to me
Also,
before. You've said that to
I
me
think
before.
Haleigh and I have maintained that like the last two books get a little off the rails for us.
Mhm.
I still enjoy
Oh.
the series, but there are like things that happen where I'm like,
That
what?
is not what you
Like,
wanted to happen.
No, like listen, the series kind of gets off the rails for me even a little bit earlier. I still maintain that I like this series, but some choices are made that I'm like, Morgan, honey, what are we doing here? Like, how did we get here?
a
Oh
lot
my
of how
goodness.
did we get here? Like
Yeah.
that's why it's so weird to reread this one because like
Like
things
the
are-
foundations in this book are so strong.
you will
so
never
strong.
guess what happens. Never. Yeah.
Like a 40-story house could be built on the foundation grounded here. Okay. I don't know how we ended up like thinking from this, everything that just happened in book 1 to how book 6 ends. Ash, you would never in your wildest dreams guess what happens. I
No.
swear to
I
God.
have to read it because I really, really, really want to know.
I know. I want you to read it so bad.
I do
I think you could get through them really quick. Like I
They
read this
are
one
I got
fast
so
through this
fast.
one really
reads.
quick. I didn't actually pick this book up until later in the week, and I got through it really quickly. I think I started like Thursday night, and I didn't read it all
Yeah.
that much every day. I just like read it in really big chunks.
Mhm. Yeah.
What did we learn from this book?
Not okay to love your sibling in
No.
a sexual way.
I mean, how many times have we given the incest is bad lesson this season?
Listen,
Every
guys,
episode.
I'm sick of having to repeat myself. Like words. How did we end up back here again? I know because
every episode we're like, we've been over this, you guys.
Mhm.
We
I
have
guess on a
something
more real note, we could say it's not good to be led by rage and vengeance as your primary method of decision making,
It's
because
true.
sometimes that will come back to bite you.
Yes. So I
wow.
think decisions that you make when you're angry, like, or like that you make like when you're depressed, either way, when you're emotionally compromised, they might have like a good intention. Like revolution in this case is not a bad idea necessarily, but the plan was so short-sighted. Because
Mhm.
rage and depression are temporary feelings. So your plan is almost never going to be like a really methodical, well thought out one that accounts for all circumstances. Our sweet
That's
boy
true.
Jonas, that did not happen for him at all. So maybe just don't make big decisions when you're mad. They will probably not be decisions that turn out the way you expect them to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, these are good things, you guys. You guys are so
Yeah.
smart. What's
Yeah.
another one?
See, I want to say my thing that I say every episode again of don't hate the girl for not liking you back. but
Yes,
that
you're
we
not
already went over
allowed to
this.
react that way to
You
rejection.
are not allowed to think like, how dare she not like me back? Look, Nick is a great example of this. Our sweet boy's been friend zoned so many times, and he deserves to have someone who loves him.
It's so
and
true.
He never
Yeah.
turns it around on Cleo.
Never.
This is
And he
never.
would never
And
because
he
he
would
loves her so
never.
much.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he's wonderful.
His is a pure
Magnus
love.
has it's
Yes.
pure. Magnus's love is messed up in so many ways.
Yes.
So many things we can learn
Mhm.
from Magnus to not do.
Just like everything he does, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's-
the overall lesson. If Magnus did it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Oh, we didn't even mention this. Magnus does one singular good thing in this
That's
book.
right.
So
One good
Magnus, like sidebar here, in Limeros in the palace, Magnus has this maid that he
Oh,
is
yes, that's right.
sleeping with also.
I am so
'Cause
relieved.
Magnus
He
is a
would
huge
never
slut.
be- if he did not do what he did about this one good thing, then I could never be on his team ever,
Yeah.
even for a moment.
So Magnus, yeah. Oh, sorry. What?
No, I was just gonna say, like, he has moments where you're like, I know that you're not as evil
Some-
as your dad.
some
Like, I
Zuko
know you are
moments.
not. He has
Yeah.
some Zuko moments, but it's like
Yeah.
he doesn't do the right thing more often than you would hope.
Yeah. So Magnus has this maid that is kind of like his spy. She is kind of listening out.
Mhm,
They sleep together. She tells him what's going on. Her name is Amia.
mhm.
And King Gaius actually kidnaps her and is like, hey, I'm going to kill this girl
I'm gonna torture her,
in,
actually, then
in
kill her.
front of you.
Yeah.
And Magnus is like, oh, maybe let's not do that. And he's trying to like play it off as like he's indifferent so that King
Yeah.
Gaius doesn't like sense that in him and then like kill her anyway out of
Yes,
spite or
'cause
like
he's
to mess
evil.
with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, she ends up getting off and Magnus is able to actually sneak her out of the castle. And he's like, just get away from here. Like this
gives her, like, a
carriage
bag
is
of
going to take you
gold.
far away.
Yeah, he gives her like money and stuff. Yeah.
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 He does that one good thing.
I know.
And then that part where she's like, why don't you come with me? And I'm like, girl, I am so sorry for you, but like, why are you so invested?
I
Like,
know.
he's never been nice to you.
yeah.
I don't. And there was like that one
Yeah.
weird part of him that was like, no.
No.
Bye.
Yeah, it's sad. He definitely just used her and she did not realize that he was using her. I feel
Mhm.
like when his father was threatening to cut out her eyes and he didn't say anything, I feel like that's when you go, maybe I'm being used. But
Yeah.
she didn't super. She like for a second did, but then when he was like, I'm gonna help you get away, she's like, oh my god, maybe we should be together after all. And I was like, no. you
There's
still
like
shouldn't.
yeah, like definitely not. And there's a whole part at the beginning where like she says something that is like, I don't even remember what she says, but it's like, out of line or whatever. And he like grabs her and like shoves her up against the wall.
No,
And he
Magnus
was
is
like
not a good
mad.
boy from the beginning.
I was like, are you serious right now? And then she's like, sorry. You want me to
I
come
know.
have sex with you later? And I was like,
yeah.
are
You were like,
kidding
no, absolutely not. No, yeah,
Mm.
it's bad.
sick and
Yeah.
twisted?
It is sick and twisted. So let's see. Should we just go into, is that everything? Oh, Pinky's up.
Pinky's up.
Pinky's up.
Okay.
Silence.
Who's gonna go first?
I'll go first. Oh, okay.
Go. You go.
I give this 4 pinkies up. I think it's a solid 4. I think it's better than average. I don't
Mhm.
think it's superb. Okay. Like, I like the fact that it is very fast paced and like a lot of things happen. I think there are some like maybe shortcomings in the plot, possibly, but I think overall it's good. The first book, very solid.
Mhm.
I don't know if I can say that for the rest of the series.
Well, which one is your favorite? Because this one's not my favorite, I don't think.
I think
Wow.
I actually either think this one or the second one's my favorite.
Yeah.
I think Rebel Spring maybe.
All right. What about you, Limeros?
I was gonna give it 4.5 because I have such a fun time with it. This is like
Wow.
exactly the kind of genre I like.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like there's just so many things happening and it's so exciting. And it's like I love like multiple characters, like what's
Mhm.
everyone doing?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good.
So fun.
It's the best.
I think I feel like my writing is going to surprise you guys. I'm giving this book 5 pinkies up.
Wow, really?
I really
woohoo!
liked it. I couldn't put it down. It's
Oh, I
rare.
love
that's my
that.
biggest thing. When I can't put a book down, I'm usually like, yeah, that's a 5 pinky up. If I
Mhm.
can't put
Dang,
it down.
girl. Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
I did not
I'm so
expect that.
excited too.
Yeah. So we went from my
I-
first impression of absolutely not to 5 pinky thumbs.
This is huge news. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell because like I was like, okay, I think Ash will love that it's so exciting and there's lots going on and it's
Yeah.
fast-paced and actiony.
Mhm.
But then I couldn't tell if the like extreme violence and also incest
the
stuff was
extreme
going
gore,
to
violence, and sibling lovers was going to turn
yeah.
me off from the book.
Yes.
Mhm.
That was valid of you to be concerned about.
Yeah.
I could look past it because the book was really good. So I enjoyed
Great.
it. Now I need to read the
Yay.
whole series.
We did it.
So,
Yes, please, please,
yeah.
please.
Yep. Okay, so next week we're doing The Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom
Ooh.
of
Yes,
the
in
Opera.
honor of spooky season, because it will officially be October 3rd when that episode comes out. And we are
Yay,
going to be joined
spooky.
by Carissa Harlow.
Yay, Carissa.
Yes, aka Lewis, my co-host over on our sister podcast, the Scripturient Society for Writers. So go check that out if you guys are a writer or you're into writing. That's going to be a good episode, though. I don't think we have any red pen points for you guys now, but if you guys want to keep up with us during the week, you can do that. You guys can just follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We are That Pretentious Book Club. If you guys have book recs that you want us to consider for season 5, you guys can email us at contact@storysirenstudio.com or message us on social. If you guys want to get some more exclusive cool pod content, you can go to Patreon/StorySirenStudio. That's where you can get all the video recordings like this one, which is spectacular. And has been fantastic to get an extra person, our pod nurse Haleigh. So thank you for joining us.
Yay. Yeah, happy to be here. I love being on the pod.
It was good.
Yay.
I think that is everything we've got for you guys. So until next week, keep your teacups full,
Your pinkies
Pinkies
high. And your book club.
Pretentious.
Haleigh.